Here we go, guys. Welcome.
Let's get it, G.
It's the Geekly Academy over here. We got Maccas coming up against DekuNut. Maccas over here. I love e-girls sometimes we call them by. DekuNut going to be playing this Sin. Getting up to that grand final spot before here at the Geekly Academy. We'll see if they can do it here today or if Maccas are going to keep them down. I'm joined with Ganion as my co-com. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling super good, G. Excited to see what our Academy gamers are bringing today. Also super cool to see Unika versus Sin here. So I feel like Unika is a character that, you know, kind of went undiscovered for a little bit. Everyone was pretty focused on a lot of what the new patch bring. Unika didn't really get many changes yet, being the newest character. So kind of excited to see what people continue to figure out with her, just as I'm sure Deku feels pretty good putting Maccas through the wall here with that hard knockdown. Ooh, catching that backdash with the overhead here, and a quick first round going to Deku, but pretty low health bars both sides. So
yeah, pretty close round there at the very end. Either player's game in terms of getting that next interaction, but Maccas right now getting caught on that wake up. DekuNut just playing some strong 6K wake up pressure. Dude, that's 4 6Ks in a row, I think, and it paid off. Maccas still has this burst, but no chance to spend it. Still alive though.
yeah, spooky spot to be in then. Kind of curious how, you know, even if you get that first knockdown, I think about so many things, mostly with the DP option, and there it is. Like I said, getting a knockdown against a reversal character, like immediately your brain has to go, okay, do I have a safe jump for this situation? You know, or am I potentially willing to just chance it into something here? So definitely would have been a long road for Maccas. But yeah, like, you know, I feel like Sin, folks at this point kind of have an idea of how his character plays and runs. So are you comfortable enough either, you know, baiting out that DP, and then if you bait the DP, you're able to, do you know your combo to punish them for doing it, right? So same thing goes out when you're fighting Unika. That is literally it's the battle of like the 2 largest DPs in the game right now, maybe next to like Leo's, but it definitely exciting to see how both these players kind of pilot around that and what their punishes are going to be. So, but yeah, here Unika definitely this interesting kind of like slow, you know, character with like this like not quite a fireball with a laser, but has like big normals and mids to swing out then, and a jolly old you know, gun dipper as it's been called to slide her way in here. Also with that blue empowered one, getting that hard knockdown, so get that pressure going and in the corner right away. But good fight out from Deku.
Yeah, Deku getting out of that corner, but Maccas doing a good job of, when you're in that far slash range, when you're in that space, you are playing Maccas game and you're getting hit by that slash button. DekuNut, despite that, still finding some creative times to get in there. Is going to be cashing out with this Tyrant Barrel. Great stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like this matchup's probably playing a lot of a similar like space on the screen. Oh, there's a 6K, just getting so much value. Should be the kill as well. Oh, but couldn't quite pick up the sweet spot here. Good side change, run under here. No burst coming out. Unika kind of struggles sometimes depending on how close you are to the wall to actually stick it, unless you are willing to spend the red wall assault. But good stuff to Maccas here. Honestly, kind of fighting, potentially baiting out a burst as well, but taking that first round. And these characters really are very similar in the ability of kind of with the range they're going to play, and honestly the reward for hard knockdown. The big difference for Sin, though, is that he has to have stamina to be able to get like the same reliability, it feels like. So Unika honestly does have a slight, I would say, overall advantage in that state. But once again, the 6Ks are going crazy for Deku. Hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right, that 6K is so powerful here from Deku. Maccas finding a good chance to fight out with that 2S, though. Nice, gets that cross-up overhead. That's an awesome setup there from Unika. Deku going to be sent through the wall here, but having a decent amount of tension, full stamina, full burst. This is still a very winnable round. In fact, we're starting off strong here with this red RC. That may be it, depending on the routing.
Yeah, and I'm pretty, good, but actually, jumps and is able to block out the reversal super. I think there actually was a stamina cancel route that would have allowed to go through. Heck, even spending, super, I think Ride the Lightning would have broke from that spot there, but good stuff to Deku to still play the sequence very, very well, take it to a round 3, and these lows are getting so much, good block, okay, we're blocking them out, and the reversal DP coming in. Maccas finally finding a spot here to fight back from these 6Ks. Love to see it. Hobo gets thrown out of their own RC. Such a scary spot to be in. Guard crunch projectiles in your face. This is the Potemkin at home.
Potemkin at home. Caught me off guard with that one, Ganion. Good stuff. Deku was about to threaten that wall break, but Maccas was ready with the burst. Also ready with that projectile after. You got to respect that post burst fighting against this Unika. Deku trying to get up with that wake up button. Maccas going to get our burst back. from this Sin, and this could be close. One more hit will take it, but Deku with that jump in red RC is fighting back here against Maccas. Not going to be enough to kill here. Oh, unfortunate stuff in the drop. Maccas capitalizes with that back throw, saying, hey, we take those.
Absolutely. And yeah, both players here having a situation where it's like they just had the comfortability to finish this route out. Might have potentially gotten themselves the kill. I think Maccas would have needed another hit though, but or I should say Deku needed another hit to take out Maccas, but really great stuff. Good answer back there at least, and getting that you know, very, very close game win here. You know, sometimes all it takes is one to kind of feel yourself getting back into it. You know, losing one game doesn't matter. Even two, reverse sweep is always there, but one apiece. Actual anti-air far slash. That's something you see very often for Unika. That far slash definitely has, you know, a solid disjoint to it. The biggest issue being it's one of the slower ones in the game. But with those follow-ups, and definitely can be very potent and very safe to just throw out a lot of the time. So good job to Deku here getting in. And unfortunately, burst was already spent by Maccas, so having to take this whole situation and the hard knockdown here. Let's see what the setup is going to be. Do a little frame trap into the slide low. Push Maccas away to the corner. If Gun Dipper gets the hard knockdown. Love that side switch as well here. Both players trying to keep themselves out of the corner. I really love that sequence of the matchup. Both these characters are definitely, you know, pretty like good at keeping you frame trapped with highs and lows as well when you are stuck in that corner.
And I think both of these players are good at using their characters at dodging under the other's normals. You saw great stuff to DekuNut finishing off that round, but Deku getting caught on our 6P with Maccas using the Gun Dipper. Maccas going for a far slash and DekuNut pulling up under it with that gazelle step. So we have some unique forward movement here from both characters. Maccas going to keep this DekuNut in the corner though. Great pressure. The overhead does connect, but in the gap we get that DP out.
Absolutely here, and honestly, at this level and this level phase, oh, and I love that burst bait attempt too. The double 5K, try to bait out the burst. I love Maccas here. Hold on to it as well. Great, has to spend the burst then too. Current combo was coming in, sent a couple of lasers out then to kind of control the situation. One of the best elements. It's funny, like, you know, you think about Happy Chaos when they burst you, all of a sudden you're dealing with gun full screen. Unika kind of has that same level of meatiness with her burst and the laser, so good route here as well. Oh, we tried a side switch actually, but unfortunately did not get it. Would have likely got the stick here, and as long as Deku can spend, oh, they didn't have the stamina to be able to continue going. And the slide to do it, willing to burst as well. You better make sure you get this hit, because otherwise it can be very spooky. And it should be enough. There it is. Deku taking game 3 here. 2-1 in their favor now. But honestly, like, both these players feel like very, very close and overall like comfortability with each other. I have to say, Sin and Unika have to share a lot of similarities in some of the ways that they do fight from like the mostly like the mid range. So love what I'm seeing from both sides. Kind of almost adjusting to like their same character in a way. But you know, as we are here going into game 4, let's see if Maccas has what it takes here to take us to a game 5. I'd be pretty hyped to get a game 5 right away here on the Geekly Academy. But
yeah, for
we'll
sure.
see if Deku can keep it going.
These players were previous top 8ers, so I guess I'm not at all surprised seeing that the game has been so close. I mean, definitely been going down to the last hit in some of these rounds, it seems. See what we got here from Maccas on this round start. That character can demand a lot of respect on the round start, so it gets rewarded with just the run-up throw. But Deku has to respect a lot of stuff there from Unika, so I don't blame you for getting caught by that one. This pressure is looking pretty strong. Still having options to hold on to that burst, but Maccas going to send you through with it.
Absolutely. That Guard Crush projectile gets so much value when you have the person at the corner. Ooh, but the perfect timing on that 6K to end up making it be essentially a safe jab here. Good block on the overhead too. Deku showing that they are at least comfortable with the options there. Oh, wonder what the throw setup is going to be. I think but they didn't hit the OTG. Spooky option. Oh no, we didn't get the potential follow-up after that dash cancel from Unika. We get the sliding with the Scum Dipper. Good answer here from Maccas. A little bit scary there, giving up potential, getting thrown into the corner, but, you know, being comfortable. Sometimes mistakes will happen then, but don't let it get the best of you. Keep pushing, keep running your game plan here. So, a great jump in here. Immediate burst sending Deku back into that corner. And anti-air far slash again. I love the value we're seeing out of these so far from Maccas' button presses.
Maccas going to be able to send you through with this red RC. Deku holding on to that burst, but honestly, great stuff there because it was only a soft knockdown. Not feeling too much pressure on that wake-up situation, but with your HP that low, it can be a hard time to find an interesting spot to burst or a creative spot to burst. So Maccas going for that immediate red RC, knowing that DekuNut only had one option, able to get that bait, closes out the round, and we're going to game 5 just like Ganyan was hoping for.
Love to see it then. Big fan of Unika. I've been playing a lot of this character myself as well. Mostly been running her for a lot more of like the zoning characters in the game with how much value you get out of that laser and just stopping them. But so seeing her kind of fight the more traditional sense of, you know, another kind of mid-range reversal focus character and getting a hit into pretty solid combo, solid damage, then it's been very entertaining to see how both players are kind of adjusting to the more, you know, quote unquote traditional style of some of these fighting games. So but nothing traditional about these giant buttons that are also lows too. Not to mention projectile guard crush that also, if you space it out correctly, is reversal safe. So really, really good stuff from Maccas. Honestly, looking on fire in this round as well. Gonna put Deku through the wall and go ahead and get positive bonus. Start rolling in here.
We still have our burst here as well. Not feeling that threat yet. Maccas holds on to it. In fact, hey, unfortunate. So if Maccas bursted there, that would have been amazing, right? Because Deku spending 2 stamina to get you there would have been like such a resource depletion. But of course, Deku finding a nice spot to get that Tyrant Barrel in. Now has his positive bonus cranking, but a little too confident with that 6K. Maccas finally calls you out for it.
Oh yeah, and it's so hard to do. Oh my gosh, and the DP on minus frames, the absolute classic. Then learned it from her grandpa, I have to say. So, but yeah, unfortunately, Unika has a really tough time converting off of her with 100 meter. The super launches them so high into the air that a lot of times it takes a very specific RC timing to be able to pick it up after it. So, good attempt by Maccas here. At this point, I would probably imagine you don't want to spend your burst in any capacity. Just let it go for the next round here. Yeah, also, and we're going down to the final round. Nice perfect by Deku as well. Absolutely answering back here, but Maccas kind of playing pretty comfortably with their resources here. Yep, now want to take that hard knockdown then. Great 2S as well to get us started. Then projectile guard crush. Interact with me. Oh, but decides to walk up, gets clipped by the DP from Sin. Both players kind of taking it back to the full screen again. Basic knockdown. No full stamina cancel here. DP back immediately from Maccas. We are absolutely swinging at this point.
Like that frame trap 2S there. Deku, I'm trying to wake up through that guard crush, getting caught with that bar slash. Maccas still throwing it out there. Deku has that burst to keep ourselves safe. Has 100 tension and full stamina. Finally gets that counter hit to start this cash out here. Maccas going to be taking a bit of damage, but Deku needs to rebuild up that resource with this positive bonus.
The frame trap option here, but immediately sent the spin after to slide underneath as well. No meter to be able to fully take it out. Me projectile, and they were so plus. You have to be careful there, especially if they get the later timing on the enhanced gunshot. So essentially only gotten better. He's probably in close to one of his best versions, if not his best version right now. So strong character, great health, you know, strong tools, the ability to just like reset his game plan, which is strike throw because of the hard knockdown off the overhead. So we'll definitely be curious to see how Uber can pilot this Anji against a character like Sin, who in fairness though definitely can fight from a range that Anji is a little bit annoyed by. His far slash is, you know, definitely functional, but not disjointed enough to be able to challenge a lot of what Sin wants to do. So spin will be his most reliable option. And if you are Sin, of course, but great. And there's that parry option too. It'll be a battle of the reversals, I'm sure, here.
Yeah, UberCheesecake definitely not afraid of that one. You know, you were pointing out the spacing there a moment ago. Hobo, great stuff here. We have some tension to finish this one off. Not quite yet, but gets it there with that JP. I was going to say UberCheesecake with some of that Grand Blue experience is used to fighting some of those spacing traps. Going to be able to put ourselves at the right place and try to react a bit to some of those air dash JHs that Sin is pretty strong with. We'll see if Hobo represents those and if Uber is able to shut them down. Right now, we're going for the overhead pressure here out of that wreck of Hobo trying to get out of that corner and gets a counter hit 2S answered with the burst.
Absolutely, and we're seeing a little bit probably of the comfortability of understanding how to fight Anji. Like you don't want to let him just, you know, get away with free spins. There are some spots where you are able to potentially poke back and fight into it, but you know, Anji being able to hold a lot of these inputs to get a longer timer definitely can be tough to figure out when you want to press. But good answer back so far from Hobo. Gonna put Uber through the wall here. Ooh, gets the sweet spot as well with that Tyrant Barrel, but this is 100 meter on Anji's side. will we see? Oh, we actually get a BRC option then. Goes to 2S after. Gets the free jump in here. Willing to spend the RC as well. I would say at this point, good as long as you break the wall. Unfortunately, did not get that high of a bounce. The gravity was working against you. And I say that one of the toughest things about, I feel, Anji's at kind of more of the intermediate level is understanding that while Ko is a great answer if you are in the opponent's head and know they're going to jump, you are essentially giving up pressure by just doing random Ko's in your block strings. So definitely feel for that there. But good stuff to Uber here, taking us to round 3 and still being able to Hobo in that point. Oh, and I love that little shimmy attempt as well, too. Okay, Uber, we see you.
Now, Uber's doing some cool stuff, especially how we finish off that last round with that spin through Beak Driver. Counter hit to start us off here for a moment, but it's going to be Hobo fighting out here, getting a counter hit for herself to convert into this wall break. Amazing link there from Hobo to get this one. Oh my god, that's more than half your HP. Holy moly.
Definitely a lot of damage there, but did end up spending all of your stamina here, so this combo will have to be basically a stamina-less route. Doesn't get much of a pickup here as well. Fortunately, Uber going for a Ko before we get that option here. Oh no, pickup as well with the 2S after the bounce. Oh, and there's that DP answer. Gotta be careful when you're Anji doing fan toss against the reversal characters, but they need to show to you that they have it ready here. Both players definitely trying to fight out with a bit of far slashing here, but also kind of playing that mid-range point. Oh, there's the Ko being answered. When will the burst come in? There it is. Back to kind of neutral we go, but catch it with the slide. No dash cancels, fan follow-up. Oh, and actually gets clipped. Tries to do a little bit too early in the Fujin cancel and gets slid in by Hobo there, taking the first game over Uber. But definitely down to the wire. Both characters on blinking health bars here. Incredible first off for the first game.
Dude, that was game 1. Holy moly. These are some strong players out here. Guys, the elephant in the room, the entering count, not the highest, but in terms of the density of good players out here, bro, we're not even in this top 8 yet, and we're seeing matches like this one going down to the wire. Strong stuff there. Hobo was the one to get that last game. Let me go ahead and fix those scores here for you real quick. UberCheesecake taking it down to that last hit. See what we have here with these butterflies trying to fight back here against Hobo. But there's that air dash that can be so strong if Hobo finds the right time to do it.
Yeah, JH is an incredibly good button for Sin to be able to just kind of like send a strong hitbox from the air. Definitely a credit there. Good stuff to Uber, getting that hit with 2S, immediately answering back from Hobo with the burst here. Kind of keeps that pressure going. And it definitely feels like at the more like intermediate beginner levels then, you know, I would say the average like Stripe player actually has incredibly good offense, right? So a lot of times what these metas turn into is who gets to run their offense the longest first. Great charge 5D from Uber, gonna get positive bonus rolling in. But the DP answering back from Hobo, immediately answering back with wire. See, like I said, we are not trying to play defense. This is offense only right now. And blocks out on the 6P option here. Oh my god, 2D was pressed reversal from Hobo here. But a 2S clears out that first round for Uber.
Man, strong stuff there. Hobo maybe trying to go for a DP, seeing the start of that button there, but unfortunately doesn't come out on top here. UberCheesecake going to get that last round, get this butterfly pressure after. You see Hobo checking with that 2K to try to get out of the corner, but Cheesecake finding counter hits for our trouble.
Yeah, and this one is definitely looking a lot better for Uber compared to the first here as far as just overall like feeling that they're more in control in that driver's seat. Hobo having to immediately spend that burst back as well. Oh, but unfortunate back to after the spin, but oh, no combo pickup then. Pretty lucky opportunity here for Uber. Good block on the JD from Sin. It is essentially, I think it's like -2 at best, and if you hit him like low in the feet, like it's an option for Sin, but mostly a combo filler too, I have to say. So good recognition from Uber there, choosing essentially the fast reversal option with that throw, getting the game back here. We got 1 apiece already here. Will we have another game 5? I sure hope so.
I mean, you really got to be ready with those throw techs and those throw punishes, it seems like, in Grand Blue from the little bit that I've been learning. So maybe Uber is just ready in those situations, no matter what game we're playing, saying, hey, this looks like a good moment to get a back throw in, and it paid off there. Great stuff. Getting these games tied up. Oh, my God, that scoop down close slash would have had me cursing if I was in ranked. But we're in brackets, so we got to stay locked in. Cheesecake trying to get that punish with far slash, but Dessert hits you with the second hit of DP.
Yeah, we've all been clipped before about those multi-hitting DPs or the larger, you know, big swinging ones, and unfortunately, they just go, yep, you got me. But right now, we know Hobo's 6K's got him there as well. We saw it in the earlier set where 6K got so much value. Toes being clipped again. 2 Tyrant Barrels is all it takes to take out Anji Mito even. So Hobo taking a pretty quick first round, but good answer back with the Nagiha low and a great combo routing option too, immediately getting the burst out of Hobo. Oh, and look at the whiff punish from Uber. We see you right now. Absolutely gaming. Decides to not take the hard knockdown off of the Rin and go for a further wall pick. Can't hate that there. They are stuck in the corner. Definitely gonna be a spooky spot to be in. Oh, and potential. Oh my gosh. You know what? And I've seen that a lot in Grand Blue too, where you whiffs in front of somebody and then press the normal after and end up hitting them. So you gotta say, Uber definitely bringing the Grand Blue into stride today.
Yeah, I learned about Grand Blue Handshake from UberCheesecake saying it in one of our streams before. So if you think it's annoying that I say that, well, blame Cheesecake, because that's where I stole it from, like Academy 8 or something. Good stuff here. Hobo gets that hit. This Anji is in the corner. We're running that pressure, but that far slash, dude, that was a brave button to press to get out of that corner, but it pays off.
Absolutely. And, you know, the meter is a little bit low here, so I'm curious to see how Uber plays after that wall break. It's only going to be a hard, essentially a great 2D option there. Trying to low profile underneath a lot of the tools from Sin. As long as we finish this route out here, it should be a dead Uber, though. But the burst comes back last second here. Free to spend. Oh my gosh, the Anji classic. We want to hit that parry so badly. Oh, but the clip, just the tip of the DP, so it doesn't get the extra follow-ups here. Uber getting a bonus chance, but spends all of that on one more Nagi. Hello. Hobo blocking it out, answering back with that correct 2K punish. And taking game 3 here. But this is another one that went down to last round. And essentially, whoever got the next hit, depending on that hit for Anji, it could have been a game either way. So this set is still incredibly close in anyone's game.
Yeah, this one qualifies you for that top 8, which we'll be streaming all of, guys. So don't, we got a lot of tournaments to come after this match. Hobo gonna check you with that 2K. Uber already spending that burst here on this round start, but trying to keep this in here in the corner. If we get that corner pressure, especially with those Nagias, we can get some damage here on Hobo. I think Hobo and Cheesecake are both pretty good at getting out of these corners. Nice job trying to go for that 6P, but we're gonna spin you right through, put you back. Cheesecake gonna cash out some damage.
Yeah, and honestly, I love it when Uber feels so comfortable when they have the people cornered up at this point. So definitely seems comfortable running just a standard far slash mid kind of game plan, seeing if they're going to get clipped on the wake up there. But Hobo able to fight out of the corner, sending Uber through the wall there with that Tyrant Barrel. Oh, good backdash and ends up missing that 6K. But there is the Nagiha getting clipped by 6P this time. 100 meter to spend on Hobo's side, but there's the parry, and this will be enough to kill the first round going Uber's way, fighting, trying to give us that game 5 that I was hoping for as well. Love to see it here, and honestly, Hobo didn't even have a chance to spend that 100 bars, but a good 6P gets Uber all the way to the corner here. Oh, but there is that 2P, the cursed Anji 2P that everyone hates, but you have to figure out a way to fight it there. Close slash to get started then, kind of resets them enough to be able to get the throw. RC spends, puts him way to the corner then. Honestly, I like that choice too. The combo is a little bit, you know, it's not the best off a throw for Anji, so just taking the space is pretty good. And a anti-air actually clips out Hobo. Spooky spot to be in. Both bursts are being spent. Far slash to get us started. I think as long as we get enough bounces, it's potentially kill. Nope, Sin's gonna live. Blinking life bar for Hobo. 6P's answers back. Universal throw as well too. But there is the, oh my gosh, and you can't take the parry out of the Anji players. They just love to do it when they got 50. Oh, and now we're just back to, oh my god. Uber just not trying to take any of this pressure here. And you know what? If the first backdash don't work, you know what? Why not try it again? You technically had the round to work with there, but that was essentially 5 block sequences, and Uber decided to not block on 3 of them. So, you know, that's the Guilty Gear replay. Can't blame him there, especially against a character like Sin. So 2-2 apiece, game 5, Jeek. We love to see it.
I'm so excited, man. Strong stuff out here. I love seeing all these players come out and enter. You know, I used to say week after week, but I guess month after month at this point with the frequency we've been doing it. We're going down to this game 5. We're showing up and we're showing out here at the Jeek Lee Academy. Appreciate y'all for coming out and trying. Uber trying to get this projectile started out, and there's that anti-air co. Hobo going to spend that burst. Doesn't want Uber to get that wall break.
I genuinely mean this in a good way. One of like the best early kind of setups, if you will, that you will have as an Anji player is understanding that like when you send out your butterfly, people will love to jump, and so being ready to answer that jump and potentially normal option with that code definitely gives you such a good return. Speaking of good return, oh, and great answer to the hop, like I have to say. Oh, and there's the parry from Uber. Like I said, definitely the Uber classic at this point. Oh, and I love that charge spin to Nagi. Hello. I don't know what wanted on wake up there, but out of nowhere, before I had a chance to even finish that thought, Uber's already on set point.
Nice stuff, man. Uber saying, hey, I got to get this Geek League graduation. I got to get it under my belt. But at this point, a couple of y'all are in the running for it, HoboDessert included. We have that burst in our back pocket if Uber starts running some pressure here, starts making that comeback. We are down a round, so we need something starting here soon.
And there it is again. Big value out of the butterfly into the Ko. Great anti-air properties on that Ko follow-up option here. Oh, and we got a little bit of strike throw going. And if the Anji's comfortable enough doing this to you, you know at that point they are feeling themselves. So, because actually, a great answer with the JD ends up actually punishing in an early 6P attempt from Uber. Gonna go ahead and push him to the corner here as well again. A little bit worried about the parry option then. And enough to get the stick as well. We're going to final round of Game 5 then. Oh my god, these players are bringing it out for us today, guys. Make sure you are cheering for them if you're in the chat. Hard knockdown working here as well, but Uber's feeling the momentum. Ooh, ends up spending the RC as well. Gonna get a little bit extra damage here at least then, and positive bonus, so yeah, not too bad there. Hobo gonna pull off as well. Look at the confidence just to stand there full screen menacingly, Jeek.
Oh my god, that parry is so active. Hobo whiffed a normal, pressed another one, and still got parried. Cheesecake getting a lot of damage. Gets that gold burst on the extended hurt box from HoboDessert. Definitely some spaghetti here at the very end called Chef Boyardee. Hobo trying to FD you back. Gets the back throw on the empty hop.
They were trying to press there on Wake Up because that was a counter hit option then. Oh, this is going to be a weird sequence as well. Immediate gold burst answer by Hobo here. Oh, but the 6K gets a hit. What's it going to be? I don't think this is still even... Actually, no. I think if they get the sweet spot, it should be enough to kill. It's going to whip again. We were just here with the BRC moment. No way. It's going to be Uber taking it, actually. Yeah, I guarantee you these folks are feeling the pressure of this moment. Like,
guys, here we go. It's the Geek League Academy 26. We got some cool players out here. It's going to be Maccas up against ElMosco, the GOAT seer himself. Some call him the People's Champ. He's going to be out here on the winner's side of top 8 on this chip, but you got to get through Maccas if you're going to be going any further than this. Playing that Unika, playing hot earlier on stream. We'll see what they got in store here against this chip.
Yeah, and a lot of times you're gonna find yourself kind of getting out necessarily out normal in a way, but like you definitely have a slower far slash than Chipp in the matchup. Essentially, one of the worst factors is that Chipp's 5K is so much better than most of your normals for Unika here. So, gotta fight back on defense then, and a lot of times Chipps are not trying to let you reversal them, hit you with any of those options here, but Maccas trying to fight back then, but the speed from Chipp is just going crazy. And oh, great DP answering back so far. And to say just because you got DP doesn't mean I don't have one too. Moscow taking the first round here.
I think something unique about this matchup is that Unika DP is pretty behind her as well, so ElMosco could potentially be clipped on some of these rope setups more than he would expect. We'll see if that matters or if it comes up. Maccas going to be very patient after that post burst. ElMosco probably thinking like the controller came unplugged, how patient we were being. Maccas backdashing out that jump in from ElMosco, but this pressure is relentless.
Absolutely here. It doesn't end up breaking with Super the first time, but hey, a simple reset. And Maccas, unfortunately, teching upwards, so they didn't really leave the being from the corner at that point. Let Moscow take a pretty confident first game here as well. But that first round definitely could have gone either way. Your Chipp definitely, made of glass, but having top tier neutral and strong, reliable layer 1 mix is definitely a proponent of going very far here. So just says hit me if you can. So we'll see if Maccas finds a way to kind of slow down Moscow here going into game 2.
Something that's like admittedly kind of cool is that over in the Discord right now, which you guys can join if you want, some of the players are all sitting in a channel with ElMosco right now, rooting him on in this match. So if you guys want to go say GG's or BG's, no, depending on how this set goes, check it out in the Discord. ElMosco will be waiting for you there. Maccas, your opponent right now, they're going to burst you back to that corner. So patient post burst. But there's that behind yourself hitbox of the DP actually paying off against Chipp.
Yeah, and that is definitely one of those factors about there's certain left rights from characters that just don't work on Unika because of that back hitting spot for it. Oh, and actually tried to punish the Unika 6H with the Chipp super as well, but there is, I believe it's only, actually, it's around, I want to say it's around -8 if you FD cancel it, so definitely good stuff from Maccas there, not committing to a follow-up from that 6H, so let's see here as we go into the next round. Maccas feeling that. Try to go for a run-up throw, but a simple 2S to get started then. But there's the throw answering back here. And I love this spacing that Maccas is playing at. Essentially keeps yourself away from Chipp's reversal options. And here we go. Projectile guard crush. Everyone's best friend here. Great punch on the DP, but no full combo. Does get a knockdown from the rope here. Chases the backdash then, dropping with the JS. Another baited out reversal, but no pound at this point then. And the annoying laser gameplay, which gets punished full screen by the Chipp super. This should be enough to take it. Unika not the highest life bar. Going to the round 3.
And that must be why Maccas is so patient post burst, right? Of course, I'm so used to seeing Unikas go for that projectile right away, but ElMosco, if you don't know, if you haven't watched Academy before, my man is going to send that super full screen. You already saw it earlier in this set. So great punish right there from ElMosco, evening up the rounds. Maccas showing you some heads-up play despite being down. We just need to get things in our favor, like that anti-air close slash. Got some distance here on this Chipp. Mosco trying to look for some spacing to go for that super, but was too vertical with it, so the punish comes out.
Gosh, and the fact that was a run-up DP before, give a lot of respect to Maccas for being comfortable ripping that out. And then not quite hitting any potential punish option there. Mosco trying to air super at this point. I can't say I've seen that very often before. Good chase by Maccas, though, getting the far slash then. And I would say Maccas' comfortability of standing just out of that range to be able to punish any of the reversal options from Chipp. Chipp, you know, while he has a reversal super, definitely doesn't have the biggest width to it. So definitely one of the easier ones to space out here. And, you know, Maccas showing very comfortable at that. So going to game 3, we got a game apiece here. Let's see how Mosco can adjust.
Mosco gonna get that burst spent after Maccas threatening with that counter hit after great punish on that gun dipper. You can't let Maccas get away with it for free, but going to be able to box out that corner. I like that block on that attempt of a cross-up. Maccas going to be able to keep this Chipp in the corner, but Mosco trying to find some good moments to just air dash out. YRC gives us that spacing, rewards us with the counter hit. Maccas, death of 1,000 cuts, holding onto that burst, but spends it so we don't get sent to the wall.
Oh my gosh, actually, it's the Elphelt attempt too. Oh, and great stop staying there, crouching underneath the way in. Chipp try to use that all the time to escape out of being in the corner pressure and just kind of planting your feet and being ready to punish the recovery on it. Great stuff to Maccas here, getting that first round. Anti-air close slash also feels pretty dang good as well. Gonna get the hard knockdown off of the enhanced gun dipper here. -3, what's your option going to be? Another DP again. Maccas absolutely in the brain of Mosco here with these DPs, but good DP answer back as well. Oh, but watch your toes, depending on what the route here. Goes for a pretty delayed burst bait option. But no full pickup here as well. Mosco trying to figure out how can I get in? When am I going to be able to send it? Toss up the gun dipper, backdash base out, and then also being able to punish the 2K. Not quite fine with Secret coming in. Here he comes in, but Chipp is overhead, but not able to punish anything. And it feels like that super seems to have a bit of like verticality requirement of where it comes off from, where it's just like not actually hitting low enough, essentially. Definitely kind of like the idea, but unfortunate use of meter there from Mosco gives game 3 here to Maccas.
Great stuff, man. I think one thing I love about what ElMosco did for Academy was that he brought in, like, how do I word this, bro? My man came in and is just playing Guilty Gear because he fucking loves this game, doing what he wants to do, and people just had no answer to it, bro. He mopped the floor with some of these academies ElMosco came in. That's why I call him the people's champ, man. He's fun to watch. He still is. Look at this shit. ElMosco, very strong Chipp player. Maccas playing slow, looking for some opportunities to change how we play. Respects ElMosco's meter, their options, and it's been paying off. With that being said, ElMosco still running some amazing pressure. Unika trying to fight out of that corner, but Maccas going for this DP. Finally, nice punish there from ElMosco.
And I love the attempt to go for the rope combo, having the rope already built up there for you. Unfortunate drop then. Definitely one of the hardest parts of Chipp right now is that essentially all of your optimals are gated behind if you have the rope comfortable. But good answer back here from Maccas once again, getting value out of the -3 into DP here. Oh, but tries pressing something again. I wonder if it could have potentially been super or DP as well, but just a bit of a life bar difference on either side. The answer back was super into super. You love to see it. Our gamers are absolutely getting guilty right now, just straight supers at this point, but going towards Moscow's favor here.
That was probably the most ElMosco ending to a round I've ever seen in my life. I think that perfectly encapsulates what I like about this guy. Great stuff. Going to be spending that burst here. Throwing out the shuriken as well. Maccas still has our burst. Besides, a really great place to spend it is to put Moscow into that corner, but the DP gets us some spacing out. Another one actually going to put Maccas on the other side of the screen.
Oh my gosh, and I love, there's always when two characters have a DP or invincible reversal, like there's always this kind of back and forth trade once more than like essentially one each has happened of like, are they going to do it again? Are they going to do it again? But oh, unfortunate no punish on the super attempt here. I think a basic route should even kill Chipp here, and there it is, absolutely. Unika, no stranger to doing damage, especially on a low health character like Chipp.
Getting scooped down by that 5H round start. Definitely a very oppressive one if you're holding that W key. Down to this last round, Maccas potentially on set point. Goes for that DP. ElMosco doesn't want to take the damage from the second hit. Spends the burst. Has the tension here. Maccas getting wall spike. Going to get that rising JP just to ensure we get the wall break. Moscow goes for that reversal super, and it gets a counter hit.
Counter hits the gun dipper. Is she gonna be able to space out the super? It is. Oh, I think that actually was technically burst safe if you did nothing after the J2K. Sending super once again, but all of this for super. No full pickup though. Wasn't actually close enough to get the enhanced DP for the wall stick, and the overhead comes in for Maccas, who takes a very, very close game 4 here. And 3-1 over ElMosco. But yeah, I definitely see why Moscow is the Academy's champ, the people's champ. You know, definitely brings a very flashy and quick style.
Still on that winner's side of the bracket, two very strong players. Unfortunately, they're going to have to see each other here. It's going to be UberCheesecake and Zernoz. I was saying earlier, Zernoz getting second place at last Academy. UberCheesecake in that grand final spot before. So both of these players on the cusp of getting that graduation. Who's going to get there first? UberCheesecake going to spend that red RC after throw, but lining it up such that Zernoz gets sent through the wall instead. Nice stuff getting that positive bonus.
Yeah, definitely going to add a lot of value there. We got to be careful about those jump-in options. Anji it's actually essentially hard for Anji to get a plus jump-in unless you hit like a deep JS or JK. JH is actually surprisingly, unless you get it from the safe jump timing, not plus for him. So good stuff there from Zernoz to have that reversal throw ready, but wasn't quite enough here. First round going to Uber. Let's see how the pressure sequence is shake up a little bit then. Not quite here, but getting a lot of value. And there it is once again. Like I said, if you do not get these jump-ins low enough, can be tough there. Great routing option there by Zernoz going into the JD, into the 236H. H here. Immediate burst out from Uber as well. Wants to run that pressure. Doesn't want to save it for the next round. Luckily, you do have a high health character such as Anji. But as long as we finish this route, it should be a round apiece. It is. Zernoz taking round 2 here of game 1.
And Zernoz even sparing us the time. Didn't even need the super. So great stuff right there, finishing it off. Evening up the rounds. Has our burst advantage. UberCheesecake already has your back to the wall. So, but doesn't even need to spend it, right? Gets the counter hit the fight back out. And also, if you're able to get that succubi out and a well-timed teleport, that can be another way to get out of those corners. I think Zernoz has been able to save that burst because of it. Nice dash cancel on the 5K to keep that pressure up, but the 5K is too plentiful. Uber using that 2S to try to fight them back. Needs to get out of this corner. YRC could be the start of it. Nice spin through the 6P. Zernoz spends the burst.
Ooh, and actually able to get out of the fish option here from Anji, but no full punish. Then going to put them through the wall here. Oh, had the stained, but ends up breaking it with the 6H wall break. One thing Testaments can do if they have the stain going through, but no chance to throw it again. You can break with the fireball, which actually won't pop the stain, but no issue there. Good jump out then. It actually keeps it burst safe as well. And Uber ended up pressing something upon landing too, because got counter hit 6H for their troubles. First game going to Zernoz there, but I love that we're already seeing these games going down to the round 3. Kind of makes me feel like we might have another game 5 on our hands, which I would never complain about.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, these are some of our strongest players at this point in the bracket up here on that winner side of top 8. So it's a funnel at this point. The strong players have to fight each other eventually, which means that it could go down to the wire. Definitely, both of these players have that XP being down to the wire before. We'll see. UberCheesecake, going to see how we start off this round. Aggressive there with that empty Rekka 1 into the Nagi hub right away. Trying to be aggressive with those projectiles back. Zernoz trying to demand some space with that 236 S and H. But UberCheesecake with an anti-air code keeps this Testament in the corner, trying to find our way out with air dash, but Cheesecake not going to let you.
Yeah, it is such an annoying game to try to jump out of the corner from Anji. If they just play that kind of far slash spacing, you are essentially, any IAD attempt is perfectly in Ko's catching point. So good punish here on the potential reversal throw option there from Zernoz. Going to take that first round with a lot of health to boot too. So a little bit down in the burst meter economy then, but oh, great low profiling with the 2S against the 5K from Testament. Uber getting Zernoz pushed to that corner here. Teleports, gets them back to that mid-screen here. Oh, very plus. Oh, very, very fortunate. None of the normals connected there for that parry to catch. Caught him out of the sky with the 236H fireball here. Imp's going to help to go through the wall, but no hard, actually no wall stick either. I'm wondering if this is necessarily better or worse for you at this point then. Mid-screen to go ahead and go in your favor.
Yeah, Kenny, I gotta say, did you realize that with that OTG stain pop that it wasn't gonna pop? That actually confused me crazy. Good stuff, Zernoz converting off of that one to finish it off. But I gotta admit, that situation earlier, I was like stun locked. I was like, wow, I didn't realize that happened. She was able to keep the stain on despite the OTG, which was crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the, I think, the more recent interactions. I don't think it always worked that way. Testament used to lose the pop off of OTGs, essentially, with the normal. So I don't remember exactly when that change did come through. I actually recently experienced that same annoyance where I'm like, why is Stain still on me after getting OTG? So good stuff there to Zernoz. Oh, and unfortunately, Uber slides his way in there. Essentially the dipper at home here with the Nagi hub. A good swing through on the 6P option. Great close slash starter, keeping Zernoz stuck in the corner here as well. Overhead starts the knockdown again, but yeah, be careful with these Ko's mid pressure sequence here. Oh, the fans are bringing it up and you feel stuck. You try to hold up at the end and you're gonna get clipped regardless. Overhead comes in, Uber answering back for a game apiece here. And just like that, we're gonna be going into game 3. Now essentially running a 1-2. You could essentially feel like this is a ranked set right now. We'll see if our players play a little bit more confidently or a little more scared as we go forward.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, both players definitely have the proof on the screen that they have what it takes to take out their opponent, right? So you have what it takes. Can you just do it consistently from this point on to get to that 1-3? I like that preemptive 236H there from Zernoz and teleporting in afterwards to get some distance back. Cheesecake still fighting back. That was crazy stuff. Zernoz able to dodge under that far slash. Cheesecake spending our burst to even out the scales here. Both players spending that mechanic early. Cheesecake getting this pickup, keeping that Testament in the corner.
Oh my gosh, and great. Because honestly, and I think Cheesecake's playing a lot faster here, very comfortable in being willing to backdash on some of these options, saying, Zernoz, show me that these are real meaty timings here, but And a lot of these like stray Nagiha actually set Nagiha into PRC just to answer with Ko on the falling JH from Testament there. Definitely feels like this game so far is a very Uber kind of paced match and stuff. Gonna actually get the pressure and actually more or less the respect from Zernoz here to get that throw with the jump in. Oh, but great frame trap timing, turns into reversal throw as well. Blocks the charge 5D. There's another empty Ko again. We are making our RPS all about this Ko option here. Let's see how Zernoz can fire out of the corner. Nagiha clips the toes again. Oh, but there's the burst immediately after into the beast. Oh, another beast. Mix them again. Spins through the projectile. Doesn't end up clipping on here. Oh, but unfortunately doesn't let the Fujin rock, so the Nagiha doesn't end up comboing. Burst immediately from Uber. We've been here before, though. Spending that meter, you better make sure you win. And unfortunately, Zernoz taking it for themselves. Uber going to take it themselves going into this next round. No burst to talk about.
I don't blame you for going for it there either. You only needed that one counter hit jump in to finish the round. That was an unexpected angle of Unholy Diver there from Zernoz. Probably didn't expect it to go behind you. So Cheesecake going to come out on top with that red RC combo after. Zernoz going to be able to super through that, through our pin. Cheesecake still trying to keep the pressure up with Ko. Oh my god, Zernoz just really trying to get that throw out there, but Cheesecake spacing it out, gets the whip punish, keeps the Testament in the corner. Great tech.
A scary spot to be in. There's the first overhead. Hard knockdown here. Double jumps, tries to out. Tries to delay it again with the air teleport, but unfortunately, Uber just sends another Ko. Says the first one, don't succeed. Try again, and snipe Zernoz out of the sky as they're falling down here. Game three and the third round here going to Uber as well. Finds themselves potentially on set point here, depending on how Zernoz can answer back then, but Uber is looking like they're on an absolute tear so far in this first set of winners.
I mean, Uber definitely a strong fighting game player. This is a beginner Strive tournament, but if you're coming from other fighting games, you also have that experience to be helping you out, and I think Cheesecake is just has that tournament XP, has those reactions, knows we want to win, right? Like it's a skill in itself being able to perform these tournaments, let alone playing your character and playing the game. So great stuff, Cheesecake having that lead, but the set ain't over yet. I don't mean to talk like it is. Zernoz doing some strong stuff out here on this Testament. Going to be able to go into that Succubi Super. I think that may be close enough to a wall break. Cheesecake going to be sent through.
And I've loved the answer back from Zernoz so far here, honestly. Just a lot of great choices, both on these RPS angles and just kind of playing the space now where Anji can't quite reach with a lot of his options, has to occasionally send it with an IED or just running in. So I feel like, yeah, finding this good spot for Testament to give you so much value. Lets you play out of not only spin punish range here as well, but the damage, the chip coming through. Good answer back by Zernoz, taking that first round here of game 4. But yeah, this is Anji Mito. Tons of HP to chew through. Spooky stuff. Great starter off with that Nagiha into the close slash for a full combo. But there's that IED attempt again, but kind of a sour spot for the Ko. Immediate burst being answered by Zernoz here, ready to block it out. IED attempts in. Throws it actually. I don't know what they were going for, Uber, but unfortunately finds it on the other end of this here. Oh, backdashes out of the throw. Gave it to them last time. Wire sees well. No player wants to block at this point. Sends the Nagiha low again. What's going to be? Trying to put him through the wall. Not only finish this route. Oh, but 2S just misses.
That 2S there from Zernoz able to get a whip punch, it seemed like, on that follow-up. Cheesecake, low HP, but the Unholy Diver, actually, it missed. But, dude, that was great placement. Zernoz put it back towards you at the low angle, which was heads-up play. Guys, if you didn't know you could do this, watch the clip back. Oh, man, I haven't seen a pro player do this in a long time, let alone Zernoz right now. Look at this shit. Called out the Unholy Diver when it was back on the screen, called it again at the low angle. Cheesecake was down blocking, got clipped by it on block, staying still applied. Low, Arbiter takes it. Awesome game right there. We're going to the 5th one.
I said before, is there something that you feel when you see players kind of swinging back and forth at this stature? It feels like it could absolutely go either way there. Uber trying to get another potential good starter for themselves with that Nagiha low, but unfortunately, spends that burst right away, not really getting their turn back in this entire sequence. Zernoz spending a lot of this meter on FD. Deflect shields, trying to take any more of his Anji pressure, but no punish there. IED gets stopped up by the 6P. You have to block Anji here again. Not where you want to be. Great YRC back into the corner. Uber trying to fight out with that spin as well. Gotta be careful. One clip from either character could potentially be the end of this first route here. Oh, no full pickup. Actually got an OTG again. Oh, unfortunately, neither normal actually hits here for Uber. Gives it a full, easy throw punish for Zernoz, who's now on set point.
Strong stuff there, and Zernoz teleporting to the other side, getting that spin with punish. That stain is applied as well. The pop keeps that pressure up. Zernoz doing a great job of finding chances to get in with that stain pop and keeping that pressure up on this zoner. The gold burst connects from Cheesecake, and that pressure is amplified. We got this Testament in the corner, but the reversal super comes out, and that's enough to kill Zernoz. With our back to the wall, it's going to be moving on 3-2 in a really close set.
You got it. You got it. Here we go. Next set coming in hot, y'all. We got Draco on the Unika taking on HoboDessert on the Sinathin Cheesecake. Another Unika Sin bout here. Two characters who are just trying to swing big old mids and occasionally do a couple special move mix-ups on you. And both able to shill out a ton of damage. Before I even finish the introductions here, Draco already fallen over, actually, at this point there. First round going pretty quickly to Hobo here. Just strong sequence, good routing, and a quick death here for round one.
Man, awesome stuff, dude. Awesome stuff, quick stuff. And Draco, by the way, on the Cyberpunk Unika, not to be confused with Maccas, using the same color, same characters. So this is Draconite coming in from this top 8 on that loser side. HoboDessert going to be trying to taking you out here, baiting out that deflect shield, getting the counter hit after Draco, trying to go for that air dash there to get out, and I like that option, but Hobo doing a good job with that preemptive air normal, able to keep you in the corner with that counter hit, gets a perfect for ourselves. HoboDessert definitely feeling pretty strong there.
Yeah, great boxing in here by Hobo, honestly. Like, does not really letting Draco get a chance to even kind of fight out of the corner in any real capacity. So, it definitely, you know, Unika struggles to go button for button in certain spacing. So, I really, really like that kind of boxing in that we got to see here from Hobo. So, showing that they seem pretty comfortable, at least in the Unika matchup, or enough to even just pilot Sin and take that first game here. But both players kind of micro-adjusting here to that round start. No one going too crazy then, but first hit, at least combo, and a burst getting received to Hobo off to a very good start. But there's that IED JH, and a lot more deceptive as far as when she'll be falling. Unika has a really, like, low jump height, and, you know, I wouldn't call her floaty, but she falls kind of heavy too, so very short in her burst. Very akin to, like, normal Ava, for example, so.
Great back through there from Draco on that 6K startup. Hobo was trying to keep that pressure running, but you got to be clean with it, or you're going to be answering that 2-frame throw here in Guilty Gear Strive. Draco using that positive bonuses, build back up that meter, trying to go for that air dash JH again, but Hobo with the strike throw and the red RC finishes up a very, very close round.
Great stuff then. Love seeing people confident, recognizing their meter, throw, RC, always worth it if it gets the kill. So taking a pretty strong game and sequence so far here. Once again, it feels like deja vu. Hobo's already got Draco back into this corner again, but a reversal wake-up throw here, enough to get the game started again, but unfortunately whiffing the normal meaty option then, letting Hobo kind of get their turn back, and again, I'm sure Hobo's feeling a little bit frustrated about getting reversal thrown twice at this point, but don't let that get the best of you. Fight back best you can, but unfortunately fights directly into a giant Unika I should say 5H. Media burst answering back here as well. Send it full screen. Tries to send out that laser here. Far side, but watch your toes. I got a gun dipper of my own. Baits out the DP. RC's here as long as we finish the combo. This should be a dead Hobo. Just enough. The 5H barely picks up, so you get the follow-up. Good stuff to Drake and answering back going to round 3.
Nice stuff, Draconite. Feeling confident that round. Trying to be aggressive there. Gets counter hit, but Hobo getting back thrown. Draco actually going to be rewarded here with that gun dipper after connecting. A lot of these overheads from the Unica have been very strong today, especially Draco's here in this set. Hobo still fighting back with that beak driver with that stamina cancel to keep it up. Goes for the throw, doesn't get whiff punished too bad, but Draco gets that pressure back up here. The red RC combo is going to have Hobo bouncing off the wall. We do have that burst, so we could decide to use that if our back is on back to the wall again. Draco, in fact, going to have our back to the wall. Hobo going to be able to send you through here. Great combo.
Absolutely. All stamina spent, but still have 50 meter behind it. Spooky spot to be in if you're Draco. How are we going to answer back? We tried something on Wake Up, but unfortunately gets counter hit out of the jump in there. Hobo a little bit closer here for either side going on game 2, but going to let themselves be up now 2-0 on this loser side of top 8 here, finding themselves on set point if they take this game, but potentially Draco, maybe they're starting to get a good feeling on some of Hobo's options, a little bit more ready to fight back, maybe answering us back at least a game here, but let's see how the adjustments go. We've seen a Unika do it before, but is Draco ready for Hobo's option? Oh, unfortunately, no press after the red wild salt. I think a lot of us, if you've been playing long enough, for starters to still feel the differences of like, wait, is it their turn still? Is it my turn again? Not being able to cancel any longer here. And reversal throw. I feel like I've seen this movie so many times, Jeek.
Getting that air dash out, man. Hobo just trying to get a fight out of this corner, but it looks like Drake doing a good job of keeping you here, at least in these last interactions. We got our burst as well if we need to get that spent, but Hobo just can't get a chance to wake up here. We have that full stamina. Going to be able to spend our burst we just earned back. We have that tension and uses the PRC to punish us over that far slash. Drake are going to spend our burst back to try to finish off this round. Only one more hit in the red RC could be all we need, but Hobo's keeping that pressure up. The back throw comes out. No OTG. Draco finally able to weave in that gun dipper to close it out. It got a little scrambly there close to the end, but HoboDessert going down. Draco getting that first round.
Yeah, and you can definitely feel it had a potential option to kill with either the OTG or the RC here, but getting the kill is all that matters then. Oh, great IED over. I don't think Hobo was quite ready for them to come in on that angle. Counter hit him out of something here. Gonna keep with the spacing, keep themselves safe then, but the far slash wins out in the far slash war. No expenditure option after that. I mean, a great air combo here, but unfortunately, a tail as old as this set, the reversal throw coming in to help Draconite in their time of need. Good job with stopping after the gun dipper there when it's empowered. -3 for the Unika here, but spends out the burst then, trying to potentially get the win, but unfortunately here, Hobo answering back. Now you're going into this third round. No burst, because a little bit spooky to be in, but you still have the opportunity to hit the right hit. Gets the burst out immediately here, about even at this point. You love to see that for Draco.
Hobo spending a lot of stamina to keep this pressure up, but it's paying off a bit here with that first throw and then that throw with punish. But the back throw does come out from Draco eventually. Third time's a charm, huh? And that overhead from downtown connects. Wanted to keep it going with RC. Unfortunately, couldn't get that link after. This HP is looking close on both sides. Hobo had a great start, but DracOnaut clawing it back.
There we go. Reversal throw. Keeping them pushed into that corner here. I think with the right break, it should be enough, and it is just like that. Hobo gonna take it in a very close, in that kind of far slash 5H range roughly, and then find a ways to get into her Rekka for the easy high-low sequences. Sin, as you guys have seen a lot today so far, also big fan of using the option here, but getting started so far for Smart. Catches out something there with the lollipop here, jumps on in. Secret keeps going, then unfortunately missing an OTG. Gonna get hit and thrown back into the corner. Immediate burst spend as well from both sides at this point, actually. Both players wanting to get all of the beginning preemptions going. Spends RC as well. Should be able to get a wall break is there, and look at the damage coming out from that stray hit.
I mean, that was all that damage just to even it up, right? Because Smartdumdum, of course, was in the driver's seat at first, and it looks like we're going to be the driver's seat here at the finish line of this first round. This Elphelt looking strong here. DekuNut showing you back, though, that you can't you can't squander too long. You can't get too comfortable. You got to stay on top of it the whole time, just like you have been here in this first round and so far at the start of this one. I mean, we're keeping this pressure up, catching with that 2K, keeping this in here in the corner, not being able to find that gap to try to DP out. Of course, it can be pretty strong against Elphelt, but not if Smartdumdum doesn't give you a chance to use it. Deku finally gets that counter hit to get out.
And it's so great too, just being able to block all that sequence out, and then Smartdumdum almost like, oh, you're just gonna let me keep going. Decides to press again, essentially when they were minus here. But even though you had that opportunity to potentially come out here, this defense is looking so good from Deku. Just unfortunately, you can't block forever, and the toes get clipped into that first game, going Smartdumdum's way here on that Elphelt. But looking for Deku to find and potentially get an opportunity to fight out with some of the DPs through some of these gaps here. But I gotta say, even on just the blocking department, looking pretty good so far. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of adjustment here going into game 2.
I think I could be getting this mixed up, but if I'm not mistaken, DekuNut, I think, actually got Hairtime into the game. And I'm dropping some names here. Hairtime is one of our Elphelt players here at the GK Academy. So my point being that DekuNut probably does have some familiarity with this matchup, probably even deeper than we think. So we'll see if we get to that point, if Smartdumdum is actually going to be caught off guard a bit. Deku trying to fight out of that corner. That YRC slows it down. Good block on that first overhead, but Dumdum using that Rekka sequence to catch you with the low after as well. No tension to use for any of this mix, but Deku going to be able to get out of that corner just to get followed up on. Nice throw to slow things down.
Absolutely. Smartdumdum really wanting to win this round. Spends the burst here to potentially keep it. Oh, but unfortunately the 2S into super. There's not going to be an actual combo after this point, and you're not going to die here, but if you're going to take a lot of damage going through this wall, definitely not the spot you want to be in. Elphelt doesn't really have any reversal options here. Curious to see what they're going to get clipped by. Ends up being just the sliding low into a reset throw here. Great first round from Deku, but definitely could have gone either way. Very close. Gonna get that Rekka low option to open up. Deku gets pushed in the corner here. Has burst to work with now, but when they want to use it, but the sequence just kind of keeps going. You have to be able to answer back, and a delay Rekka fall gets thrown out by Deku. Great answer so far. The Smartdumdum's pressure.
Man, it's getting really too. I'm gonna keep it a million, man. Counter hits, bursts, wake up 6Ps. It's turning into a backyard brawl right now, but that's why I love the Academy, dude. Both these players want to fucking win, man. It is crazy. Smartdumdum gonna use that red RC to keep yourself safe. Good block on the cross up there, DekuNut, but Smartdumdum gets you in the follow-up. Good back throw, possibly going for throw tech. Deku, if you can execute this one out, gets the kill, but no! The wake up 6P from Dumdum after DekuNut dropped the combo. Oh my god.
And no worse feeling too. You actually had meter to just simply super after any of those potential options as well. But sometimes you think you have the sequence figured out, and it just dropped it, unfortunately. But now here, Smartdumdum taking that momentum from that game they probably likely shouldn't have been able to win. Oh, but actually drops their own combo pick as well here. 50 to work with, and positive still working in their favor. Just gone off as well, but the mix is coming in heavy here. One hit is all Smartdumdum needs, and Deku has to spend the burst here. Tries to come back after the whiff 6P, but an anti-air close slash from Smartdumdum here. Going to take it incredibly close. Game 2 as well. Taking them potentially to set point if they win this next game, but we've seen before, Deku is no slouch here on this Sin, and you're feeling like it was a little bit closer than it was that first game, just a little bit more potentially to answer back and take it. But Smartdumdum here definitely showing really comfortable piloting on this mix and sequence, keeping you locked down. If you are stuck up in that corner, man, it looks brutal.
For sure, dude. I mean, Smartdumdum definitely doing some strong stuff out here in the Elphelt, and I think, not just that last notable moment in the last game, but just in general, Smartdumdum is really good at reacting in those scramble moments, able to fight back. And the Sin is very good at creating those and fighting in them, but Smartdumdum was good at reacting. Now, coming to what you're seeing on the screen here, DekuNut going to be swapping the game plan, dramatically swapping to the Dizzy. Now, going from that aggressive mid-range play to instead going for this zoning, Smartdumdum could potentially be tested here a bit against this zoner. We'll see. DekuNut blocking this out a bit, showing some good zoning to start. Elphelt closing that gap, though.
Yeah, and I definitely like this option if you can kind of like not find yourself in this situation. At least with Sin before, you had the ability to fight out with an invincible reversal. Now it's essentially like if you cannot get the knockdown against Smartdumdum, kind of might find myself in some of these rough spots here. Actually able to jump out of the strike there. Elphelt super, not one of the strongest when it comes to like how reversals tend to be in this game. So, but Smartdumdum still getting the option here. Great throw on the jump in there. Once again, Elphelt has to work pretty hard to get a plus jump in option there. So good answering so far by Deku. Getting them stuck in the corner as well. Spooky seems to be in 6P into 6P, fighting out with every bit of their might into the low, potentially RC follow-up then. Smartdumdum now on set point. But if Deku can get started, though, they've shown that they definitely have the ability to do it. Actually gets the jump over the H. Michael sword here. Smartdumdum looking absolutely insane right now.
Nice stuff, though. Deku's still able to fight back, getting this fish, getting this restand. Smartdumdum not able to fight back when this Dizzy gets set up in your face, right? And Deku showing you that we're able to capitalize once we get rolling. That was 3 Michael Swords back to back to back to close out that round. The damage is plentiful on DekuNut's side if we can get those hits, but Dum so aggressive with those run-up 6Ps, closing that distance, not letting Deku get that zoning for free, that is.
Great 6P answer on the initial jump in here as well, but unfortunately Smartdumdum looking pretty comfortable in how they want to fight back. That burst pushing Deku back to the corner. Our players are absolutely swinging at each other, trying to keep the sequence going in their favor. Deku absolutely stuck here right now. No super to wall break, but it wouldn't have been enough to kill as well. Kind of back to neutral. Sends the super immediately on the flip from Smartdumdum here. Hard knockdown. What will Deku do? Got that knockdown, just did not really take any advantage of it then. IEDs into the icicle, mashing on Wake Up to get hard counter hit. Oh my god, this guy's going the way, and the catches the backdash with the charged 6H. Deku, with what seemingly felt like an out of nowhere pick as far as the tournament was going for him so far, gets a game back with the Dizzy, and that also means they have to win the next 2 with Dizzy to potentially see themselves out of the loser side here.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it a million, man. Smartdumdum was not ready to face that in-your-face pressure from Dizzy, right? I mean, those are simple normals. They're not the most impressive close slashes, far slashes ever, right? I mean, that 2D is pretty juiced. But my point being that if Deku can actually close the distance after getting those restands, after zoning you a bit, then Smartdumdum could be in a weak spot, trying to close the distance with that lariat, but the ice floor preventing you from doing so. Nice burst to try to get some distance back here on this Dizzy, but that zoning benefits her. Getting that restand, getting this fish, goes for the cross up, but Smartdumdum just close slashing right out.
Yeah, and I think a very, very common thing I see with Dizzy, great reversal throw here from Deku, is like, it's kind of similar to like what people probably feel like when they get tethered by Biken, is like you essentially start to feel this uncomfortability of like, I can't move the way I want to. Ice floor has that same thing, and a Dizzy player will always have more time on that ice floor than you will, so, but good stuff to Dum so far, keeping their pressure sequence going here, enough to take that first round, but H. Michael Sword getting a lot of value here for Deku. There is that Fire Dagger, one of the strongest projectiles in the game here. Oh, but good mash out too, says make your mix real or I'm not going to respect it, and catches a hold up potentially from Deku. Now you're going through the wall, you got the bomb vest on you, slightly nerfed compared to what it was before, but so far Smartdumdum here looking pretty comfortable compared to the earlier parts of the round. All they need is one more hit, spend it with the RC, enough to get it, though you need the RC, and just like that, Smartdumdum taking it over Deku. 3-1 ElMosco versus HoboDessert. Let's get it.
Yeah, I think that one thing that's going to benefit Hobo here is going to be that JH spacing from this Sin, whether you're air dashing forward or back. It's going to be a really way to combat against ElMosco going for any raw rope stuff there in the air. So we'll see. ElMosco already having a great start here against Hobo, getting a lot of damage. Going to be holding on to that burst. Doesn't choose to spend it quite yet. Maybe holding on to it for this round. We'll see. ElMosco going to be bursted back here. Hobo trying to get something started here with this stamina. Doesn't get the chance to. And with that 2D, you're back in the corner. ElMosco finishes it off with... So, I mean, I'm going to keep it a buck, man. ElMosco got to be one of the hardest players to commentate on the fucking planet. And that's why I love him. I'm going to keep it real.
I could have simply ended it with the command grab aside, said, hey, let me just do a quick PRC cancel into JPPs for the kill. Moscow absolutely running at the ElMosco pace right now. Sending Hobo through the wall. Still doesn't have their burst back when they spent it from that previous round. But here we go. Hobo answering back. And a burst on it as well. Not trying to give up that corner here. I love the patience we're actually seeing from MosCo so far. Just knowing they have Hobo kind of corner where they want them to be. Answering back with the DP of their own. Oh my god, and the IED back JH attempt gets sniped by the Chipp Super. That is the MosCo way. Game 1, a very quick game 1 going to ElMosco.
Dude, dude, ElMosco in that fucking clip. Oh my god. Did Shuriken wake up DP raw run up super? Dude. Holy shit, and he won. Oh my god. Oh my god, and he won. ElMosco is the GOAT, dude.
It's one of those things where it's like, as long as I remind myself of who I'm playing, I imagine like this can be more solvable than in certain ways. But like, if you just don't think about what kind of things MosCo can do with the option, you will get hit by so many of these options. And I love players who are willing to show a different style on a character like Chipp, who honestly is incredibly strong in this version of Strive. So lots of different play styles are able to function in there. Sends the overhead, has the RC behind to keep it safe, but gonna get a full wall break and breaking the wall with a little shuriken. MosCo showing off for the fans right now.
No, that was actually fire, though. That was fire, dude. Great stuff there, MosCo. Gonna be closing out that second round here. Dessert showing you some strong stuff there. You see a lot of that 2K to try to check that forward movement here on ElMosco, who's showing you the 5K to try to actually go over it if we can. But if you get counter hit one time, Dessert's going to spend that stamina and put you in the corner. Finding the gap with DP, MosCo fights back out. Dessert trying to check you with those fast normals. I love that. The 5K, the 2K, the 2P, trying to get a hit on this far slash after Dessert. Doesn't get the full combo. MosCo slows you down with YRC.
Great 6P answering Hobo's attempt to even just get a normal started here. Oh, where are we going? Chipp is everywhere right now, but unfortunately J2K's into the welcoming close slash arms of Hobo, and just like that, not even a super needed, but says, hey, hold this barrel real quick. Hobo definitely fighting back here, taking us to that third round, but a great round start option, spending with the red wild salt, gonna get positive bonus, and there's no character truly as scary as Chipp Zana with positive bonus. So almost up to 100-meter mix options can be aplenty whenever they're ready for it here. Oh, command grab to get us started. No burst out quite yet here from Hobo, but YRC goes out first.
Oh, didn't trust that the super was gonna connect. It actually freaking did. Spends the burst after the PRC comes out, so no meter on either player's side except MosCo having that burst if we need it on defense. We're on the last round here. Hobo getting caught, spends that DP to wake up into MosCo. It does have an opportunity to spend that burst despite the counter hit. Has this RC to confirm the overhead. Hobo taking damage here, drops the combo. MosCo needs one more hit, and it's the low follow-up on Rekka to take it. Things got a little weird there at the end, but that's where MosCo thrives.
And Chipp pressure is like, it is so good at essentially like a layer one. It might be one of the strongest layer one like mix up like moves in that Rekka, just the functionality of the delays and spacing, and recognizing what options you can go for and do based on like regular blocks versus FD blocks here. It's just such a strong tool to open up your opponent, and that delayed low was what got it for MosCo here. But at least going into game 3 so far, it's looking all Hobo then. 2 hit sequences enough to take MosCo down to 1/3 HP left, though it is Chipp. Immediately answering back, 50-meter on both sides. Still both sides have burst then. First burst being spent by Hobo.
I like that stuff here, man. Evened up basically on this HP outside of MosCo having that burst. Going to be able to bait out that DP. Doesn't get the craziest punish after, but enough to put Dessert in the corner. Uses that RC to keep your super safe. Dessert tries to go for that punish. That's exactly what MosCo wants you to do. Wants you to press a button in a scramble that you're not comfortable with so he can just outspeed you on this Chipp. I mean, look at that, bro. Dodge through the JPs. HoboDessert mashing JP. MosCo falls through them, catches you with 2K. What the hell are we watching?
We're watching a gamer who wants nothing more than to throw shurikens. There's something about people who play top tier characters and fall in love with their worst moves. So I love to see it from MosCo. I'm loving the flavor bringing out. Oh, doesn't get a cross through there with the low blade as well. kind of jailed up into the corner. Spooky's about to be in then, but actually air block on the DP, so no punish option there from Hobo. Has to spend the burst. Mosco doesn't get quite started then. Spends the meter as well, but 100 meter behind Mosco. One hit should be enough to do it. Not enough to get a full combo. Spends DP as well, trying to spend it. Oh my god, and Mosco just loves spending the meter with the super. Doesn't even need it for the hit. Just says, hold this quick cinematic. And over. Bit of a health difference though. So curious to see kind of how we spend our burst, how we spend our meter as well, and the fact of how many of these super parries are going to be coming through for Uber. But first burst definitely being spent by Smartdumdum. Actually gets anti-aired off the flip by a far slash here. Not gonna take the Rin hard knockdown then. Tries to get a full combo to the corner. Does not, able to at least hit him with a meaty close slash there. First round going to Uber with quite a lead so far with that burst.
Strong stuff, man. Dum showing you that 6P, though, was very strong with that option in their previous set. If you want to check that one out, guys, exclamation point YouTube. If you didn't know, we have a YouTube channel where we post all the VODs. You can check out this one and all the others if you're looking for specific matchups or want to watch this one back. If you want to see UberCheesecake clap back in this round again, you're going to have to go back to the YouTube when we upload it. Great stuff. Goes for this reversal super here. Smartdumdum still having to block it out. Couldn't get the full punish, but has this 100 retention to get something out of it.
Yeah, and I wonder if Uber is going to spend any of the meter at this point. Most thinking about the burst there. Going to go through the wall with the bomb vest attached. Tried to wake up spin too, which, you know, isn't going to quite be able to do it there. Oh, does not spend the tension to potentially burst bait it out. Got to be careful. Comes the follow-up, but the BRC slowdown is enough to make the low Rekka not come out enough in time where far slash is able to clip it. A potentially spooky spot to be in if you're Uber here, but great job utilizing all of the meter in their kit between that burst and tension to get that game one here. But yeah, looking pretty explosive for either side. Both characters have strong pressure once they get started. So definitely curious to see how Dum adjusts. But honestly, that was incredibly close here. So a little bit more cleanup then on some of the choices there, or potentially RPS options then. Both characters love RPS. So let's see who throws rock and who throws paper here going into game two.
I think another thing is that it comes back to that 6P I pointed out earlier, where Smartdumdum using that 6P against opponents and characters that like to approach with some of those slash normals can be strong, but that's not really how UberCheesecake is playing. You know, we go for like low Nagiho, we go for spin. I mean, there's a spin right there to go ahead and keep Dum in the corner. Red RC to convert into the wall break after. A lot of damage, only a soft knockdown, but you're looking pretty good in this round.
Absolutely. Honestly, if you didn't want to just kind of camp the positive bonus, you could for a bit. And oh my god, BRC Co was enough to actually come out and be active there. If that was me, I was going to potentially go for like an air throw option with that slowdown, but the comfortability to use, honestly, an incredibly strong anti-air tool in that startup then. Let's say great 6P there from Uber, showing that they at least understand a little bit of some Elphelt counterplay here. A great recognition on the wall stick from Smartdumdum, pushing Uber through the wall with that bomb vest then. Oh, unfortunately, no full pickup here, but great job, Uber, hold on to that burst then. Save it going into that third round here as well. Both of our players at equal.
Nice stuff, man. I like that. Dum blocking out that Nagiho in that round start. Maybe feeling some pressure here from UberCheesecake, clapping back in that last round. Of course, you probably felt pretty good about taking the start of this round, saying, hey, I can get some on the board here. There's that 6P coming out. Dum been very good about that option. Cheesecake showing it right back to you as counterplay to that Rekka cancel from Dum. YRC get you some distance back, but Cheesecake reacts with a throw. Another one.
No full combo here, but shouldn't even need it at this point then, enough to make them wiggle a bit on wake up. Counter hit came in here and a pretty quick answer back again, bringing 2-0 for UberCheesecake so far over Smartdumdum. But once again, if both players kind of like get their pressure sequence going, essentially whoever gets it first seems to very much be in the control. But I gotta say, some of these 6Ps kind of stopping that Rekka pressure, like when your opponent starts to show you the answers for some of your pressure and you can't find it for theirs, starts to feel a little bit inescapable of how you're gonna fight back. But Dum is obviously here because they were able to traverse problems before. Let's see if they can figure out what Uber's bringing in as we go into Game 3.
Game 3 coming out. Dum definitely been playing very strong from the matches we've seen, from these rounds we've been seeing. Trying to get something started with that gunshot, but that's another cool thing about Anji's spin, right? Being able to answer out that projectile that some characters honestly have a lot of trouble with. You know, kind of like the unspoken thing about Elphelt, that she does have some really strong options. Wow, I love that pickup off of Pineberry with 2H, I think I just saw. Dumdum with a really cool link. Gets rewarded with the round. Oh, it's so close on a pixel.
Pixel indeed. Anji, definitely high health character, and a single hit was enough to defend the burst. Dumdum really just wanted to get that round on the board to feel that power up. Probably didn't have to quite spend it there, but we've all been in those sequences where we just really want to get that win to take that momentum going into the next round. And so far, looking pretty good for Dumdum here. Gonna get that pressure sequence continue running. Here comes the Rekka as well. Immediate burst out from Uber, not wanting to take any kind of knockdown situation, but the respect is there. The normals are coming in. Jumps out, YRCs from the air. It gets blocked out, actually, then. A spooky spot to be in if you're Dumdum, not quite able to get past the finish line to get the game here at this point. Though it is back to neutral, holds their ground with 6P. Gonna get that knockdown with there, but there's the parry as well, and it should be enough to kill. Elphelt's a pretty low health character. Anji parry, if nobody got me, Anji's parry definitely got him. Going into round 3, this is now potentially set point from Uber unless Smartdumdum can find sequence to get in. Good block so far from Uber.
Uber going for that full charge dust, saying, Smartdumdum, your blocks are good, but they're too good, so you got to hold this dust, homie. We got that tension coming out here as well. Dumdum going to fight back on that wake up. Has our burst to spend and this tension as well to try to take out Cheesecake here. Going to approach with that Rekka. The YRC comes out, but I like that. Doesn't respect that far slash. Says, hey, you got to respect my tension back here. Good pickup again with that 2H after Pineberry. Dumdum is so good at that. And the 6P as well.
Yeah, and I have to say, Smartdumdum, you know, no matter what, they should look back very, very well on this set and look at how comfortably they have been 6P'ing a lot of Uber's potential entry options here. But great stuff then. We'll get to see another chance of them and see if that's enough to potentially take them as we answer back here with the game. Says no 3-0 for you, Uber. Great, great stuff, Dumdum. Definitely a tough character to traverse in Anji. So much health to chew through. So much range and just overall damage that can be shelled out here. But showing that Elphelt can absolutely do it too. But Uber definitely very, very comfortable and confident when they are running their plan. I'm sure they'll be able to bounce back here, but would be pretty hype if Dumdum can take us to a game 5 here. Let's get it here shortly, guys. Letting the intros rock a little bit too. Both players taking a bit of a breath. Feeling the pressure of this is your final life of this tournament. If you lose here, you are done for the evening. Pull up a chair and watch the rest of the tourney. Cheer on the rest of your homies as they are in, but I really love what I'm seeing from both these players here. Smartdumdum really showing that they are quite smart indeed. No Dumdum with these 6Ps.
There you go. Bars, by the way. Spending that burst on that counter hit. Great stuff. Dumdum coming in with that Rekka follow-up. Good blocks here from Cheesecake. Gets a second to breathe after that H ender on the Rekka sequence. Dumdum gets a next pickup, however. The corner steal does work. The cross-up connects. The far slash gets pine buried right over. And Dumdum, unfortunately, couldn't cancel in the super here, but with 100 tension, I mean, the world's our oyster. Goes for the 6P, and then the low follow-up of Rekka to get a perfect. What a clean way to finish that round.
Yeah, and I love a lot of these routing options from Dumdum here. Like, just really great choices with their character. Like, I feel like people are allowed to, you know, be frustrated about their character either having something, losing something then, but taking advantage of your tools, pressing those other less used normals to make certain combo routes work. I just love what I'm seeing so far. Try to keep the pressure sequence going with an RC after just to get hit by Anji for your troubles, taking about almost half your life bar from a basic B&B here. Close dash stars are absolutely no joke for Anji, but IEDs into a Ko. No wall stick here as well. We press something on the wake up here. And just like that, Cheesecake answering back here. Round 3 and set point potentially. And there's that Nagi hello. Gets so much value for a lot of Uber sets here as well. Again, careful with those IEDs though. We have seen Uber be so ready with the Ko answers. Basic pressure sequence there. Jumps in. The respect has been given. Unfortunately, the respect is being punished. Positive bonus going to be working through for Uber. We're trying to send it with the Pineberry. Runs into a far slash again. Spins through the malfunction. And just like that, says you got a perfect. I got one too.
Here we go, guys. Testament v Unika, Zernoz v Maccas. Maccas no strangers to these top 8s here at the GQ Academy, getting top 8 before. Zernoz getting up there in that top 4 position. Up here again, wants to try to get to that graduation, but Maccas is in the way. Of course, this Unika would love to take that spot for themselves, but this amazing routing from Zernoz gets that stain applied after still, steals the corner after stain pop. That is insane. Zernoz trying to send Maccas through, not letting you air dash out for free or anything. Stain is applied. Maccas with this tension, but doesn't get the chance to spend it. The JH comes out. Zernoz cleans up that round.
Great stuff here. Zernoz probably feeling pretty good with the way that round ended up going, and what a level of respect from both our players here. No impression, just standing there menacingly. I have to say that the value of just being comfortable with standing can make your opponent feel so worried. Is their controller broken? Or are they actually there? Did their mom call them and tell them it's time for dinner? Like, a lot of times you're just not quite sure it's going to be happening. What are they going to do after? But the immediate burst sending Maccas back in that corner. Health bars ripping there. Good bait on the burst. If we finish this route, it should be enough. And Zernoz taking a pretty comfortable and confident first game here as well. But I love the amount of patience we're seeing from both players here, trying to find the right spots to fight back here. But sometimes we spend that burst, and it's not quite the right moment then, but you use that to adjust for the next one. You still have to lose 2 more times to find yourself on loser side if you're Maccas here. But Zernoz there, incredibly comfortable game 1 here. Great use of that 6P, great use of that fireball spacing as well. You love to see it. A battle of large normals, a couple projectiles to boot here. Here we go into game 2. We'll see how they adjust.
I mean, Zernoz is going to be joining or has joined, I'll say, the Elite Academy Testament players out here, of which there are only a couple, but they are always very consistently up here in these top 4, top 8 spots. So Zernoz, another one of that seemingly small statistic, but also very consistently. This character is very high up here. It seems like these players really are able to put in the grind when they decide that they're going to be dedicating their time to Testament here. Maccas trying to fight back despite this Testament pick, trying to use this Unika to the best of our ability. Great job blocking that first low, but the second comes out, and Zernoz gets around here on the board.
Yeah, nothing worse than being, than correctly figuring out which Arbiter it's going to end up being. But if you are stained, they get another guaranteed Arbiter mix-up after. So definitely tough to be ready for, though there are technically different timings. It can be block fuzzy, but heck, most of us are not doing that against Testament. Great answer back here with the DP from Maccas. Definitely a very great tool to have in a matchup against Testament here, I have to say. Fighting back here as well. Going to be going through the wall, coming through with the Imp Super. Going to be staying too. Gets the Arbiter stick as well for a little bit extra damage. Love his optimization with Zernoz. The run-up 5D, which will pop the stain here and give another game to Zernoz. Maccas looking a little uncomfortable with how they can get their game plan started here with Zernoz, but very great stuff. And here you guys are seeing it again. Nice thing about Testament is there's essentially two different ways to get high-low mix-up then, both spaced and off of run-up then. So love the versatility we're seeing so far, but this is Maccas. Definitely the best Unika we have seen so far, I think, in the bracket tonight. So curious to see how they can adjust and look inward here. And even worst case scenario, they will not be done quite yet. But great starting off here with that Dipper as well. Potentially go under any far stop option too. Burst immediately, keeping that pressure going. Said at this level, it feels like it's really all about who gets to maintain pressure over the other. But great hold up to jump out of the low sequence there from Maccas.
Maccas not falling down to this zoning pressure here from Zernoz, trying not to be beat up here by these special moves. That DP comes out, but the punish plus the stain was actually too much for Zernoz to chew through, and the combo drops because of the ill spacing. So Maccas gets a chance here to breathe, but that deflect shield buying us some time, but not enough. Just enough for the counter hit to come out for Maccas. Great wall break.
Absolutely. And you do get wall break here, positive bonus then, but you do have to run into Testament with 100 meter, but doesn't even get a chance to spend it. Great delayed 2K to fight out of that backdash there as well from Zernoz. Maccas here answering with a round. Be feeling that confidence here. A really good hit onto this Testament. Could be enough to do a pretty good chunk of damage. No burst built up quite for either side. Maccas just got it in. Not going to spend it on immediately on the first sequence as well. Great Dipper as well to go underneath the option then, but jumps into the welcoming arms of Testament. Says, hey, thank you for the free setup then. Stain coming through, jumps in, gets hit by the 5P, bait another burst. I can't blame you, but if Maccas is locked in, I would not spend that burst either here. Going to round 3, this is now set point for Zernoz. But Maccas here, not done quite yet. Gonna get them push the corner at least then. Oh, but doesn't quite get the car in to get the overhead to actually connect. This time doesn't need it then, a little bit closer on that far slash, but the hold up into JH falling there, gets the knockdown. DP actually trades enough to get a kind of soft down for both characters here, but you are back in the sequence again. Guard Crush projectiles coming in hot. How will you fight back? Tries to hold up and gets clipped here again. Great fuzzy jump as well by Moccasin. Oh, but no full pickup. 6P stops it then, but Gun Dipper answering back here. Finish this route and a game will be yours. There it is, Maccas saying once again, no 3-0 for you, Zernoz. And answers back. We got 2-1 now with Maccas taking game 3.
Yeah, there's a couple normals and special moves in the game that feel so good to like hit people, especially like kill people with. And for Testament, it's that 6H, but for Unika, it's this 5H, dude. This combo that Maccas gets to finish up this round with this 5H at the very end is so metal, bro. I know your adrenaline popping after this one. Getting a game here on the board. Maccas looking alive here in this winner's finals. But Zernoz, reminder, was able to already get 2 here on the board, all right? So some of the damage was done. Maccas, can you recover here? Looks like we already showing some signs of life. Spending that burst to keep things going. Zernoz tries to go for that air dash JH. Dude, I'm going to keep it a buck. The counter hits, the bursts are going crazy out here, but Zernoz is the first to slow it down.
Yeah, and that feels like keeping your opponent in these scrambles, could definitely be either detriment or a bit of a boon, depending on how comfortable you are in them as well. And so Var here tries to answer back the quote-unquote my turn is over, but runs into that DP of Unika. Such a comfortable option you'll see from this character when they are with that empowered low. Going through the wall here, 50 meter on each side. Both could also wall assault should they need be to. Jumps out of the imp sequence, teleports through here, but there's the Gun Dipper as well. I think this is another route that as long as you finish your food, it should be enough to be around for yours, and it is for Maccas, taking the first round of game 4 here. And just like that, has momentum fully swung. If Zernoz can take this game, they will be in winner's side grands. I wonder if they're kind of counting the chicken before they are hatched right now. There's a backdash getting caught by the Gun Dipper then. Back to the wall. Great throw tech though. Be ready for that one here. Not spending on the overhead. Keeps the projectile. Guard Crush coming through. Overhead again. Oh, but jumps out this time. We're not ready to punish the falling JH here. Sends it with the IED, but good teleport out here from Zernoz.
Nice stuff with that back throw. Zernoz going to be able to get that stain applied, and the low follows up. Nice cash out on this damage. Maccas stuck in this full screen low overhead Tsukiyomi. And the DP gets baited. Zernoz cleans it up with that 2K, puts ourselves onto set point. Maccas showing signs of life here in these latter games, these latter rounds, but Zernoz still showing you why we already have that lead.
Wonder if Maccas still feel confident to rip a DP after having one baited. It's always one of the tests of dealing with a player who has just baited your reversal options. When do you represent it again? Oh, but unfortunately, pretty good advantage so far from Zernoz. You're going through the wall here. You are stained. They still have 100 meter to work with now as well. Oh, the jump in option does not get punished correctly there. 2S ends up clipping the option then. Jumps out here as well. Air throw off of the BRC. Both players are feeling the pressure of it. Spends gold burst here too, but does not connect. YRC's off. Now trying to play the bias phase and actually baits out the DP with Testament 2H. It keeps them low enough to punish the option here. And Zernoz finds themselves now in winner's side grand finals. Excited to see if Uber can kind of keep Moscow in check. I have to say, these codes, if they land, are going to feel great. But whiffing a button against Chipp feels so bad for what they can do here. But Moscow, depending on what option we're going for, might potentially lose out and lose all their HP in the process, but no gold burst getting any quite value here. We are just running laps around Uber right now here, running some great pressure sequences. Oh, good delayed IAD with the J, just keep the overhead as well. Good mash out so far from Uber. As long as we are able to get one more hit here, it should be enough. The YRC immediately gets spent from Moscow. 2Ds in a check. No full combo as well after here. Oh, but it actually recovers in time. Oh, and man, I will have to say the most common mistake you made against Anji is trying to punish Ko with anything but an air throw. You will almost never hit anything other than an air throw against this character, so can't blame for trying here, but positive bonus going for Moscow at this point here. Great command throw to keep the pressure going.
Yeah, awesome stuff from Moscow, and 100 tension as well. It's going to be the B or C on the wake up to try to keep ourselves alive here, to try to get out of this corner. We are down a round, but we have a pretty good advantage in this one, but Cheesecake closing that gap here. Going to send you through 100 tension for Mix potentially. Love showing you that parry. It's going to be spin PRC to keep ourselves safe, and the Nagia follow-up to close it out. Great stuff there from UberCheesecake.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uber, I think Uber definitely feels very confident in their standard Anji combos. One thing I would really love to see when you have that tension is a buff Anji got. At this point now it's been a couple years, but he got the ability to essentially cancel Fujin into super directly. So special going for that special into his super kind of fixes some of his weird wall stick issues then, and lets you break the wall with that hard knockdown. And an annoying character like Chipp, definitely nice to get a hard knockdown whenever you can. So definitely good thing to think about for future as we improve here. But Uber so far taking a very good game one. Did have to spend the burst so far here. Immediately answered back off of that far slash, but meets that 5H with spin. Unfortunately, getting DP'd back here. Stuck back in the corner. We were just here, it feels like. Great 5P to mash out from Uber here. Loving what I'm seeing so far in the set.
Yeah, the 5P was a great answer. Of course, Uber having access to that Anji 2P, Ganium pointed out earlier. It's that El Diablo of Anji buttons. We'll see if it comes out here. The 5P and the 2K can be strong enough. Blocks out the overhead, doesn't get a massive punish, but the overhead of our own lets UberCheesecake get some damage in. Both players at one more combo's worth of HP. Moscow spends it on the super, and I think it catches backdash. ElMosco going to be able to get this round. Great stuff.
It did catch backdash, and the confidence to be willing to throw that out with no 50 meter to cover it. That is the Moscow way. Definitely love that confidence to be able to call it out. And honestly, a great way to actually finish out that round here. But Uber saying, all right, you got me, you got me. Now hold this mix here real quick. Not even 20 seconds in here, and Moscow already got a bit of a bleeding life bar then. So one more good combo could be enough to take it here, but now at least finding Uber getting spot in the corner. When will that burst come out? It is now being spent here. There's the IED. Oh, good pickup with the close touch upon landing too. But DP immediately back to get their turn back there. Blocks the overhead as well. No burst being spent from Moscow. I love that patience here. You do not want to spend a burst in round two if you are up as a low health versus a high health character, because you will not see that burst again. But good stuff here from Moscow. Gonna put Uber through the wall as well. Get positive bonus rolling. Definitely where you want to be if you're playing Chipp.
Okay, great stuff here from Moscow. Gonna be able to beat out Cheesecake despite that spin. This pressure has been relentless with these command grabs as well. Moscow having all this tension left, goes for one more Alpha Blade. Cheesecake able to, did we 6P through the hurt box? Anyways, overhead connects. ElMosco closes out this round. Yeah, I gotta see this one on the replay. I don't know if you caught it, Ganion, or let me see this one. Yeah, 6P. Yes, okay. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, you saw UberCheesecake did wake up maybe 4P, which is why it came out as 6P, because at this point ElMosco was behind you, but you had that upper body invulnerability, so you were able to dodge this special move. So definitely a really weird moment right there. ElMosco comes out on top.
Absolutely, and funny enough, Moscow actually getting the winning hit off of a Rekka when I'm assuming they probably want a DP there. Both those being on the S button, core circle forward versus DP input forward. So this time though, off of the Rin, we are getting an air hit, so we are going to get the ability to extend it with the red RC. As long as we finish our food here, it should be a dead Chipp Xanaf here for that first round. Definitely can go in the favor of Uber here if they just keep the confidence up, let Mosco kind of essentially hang themselves on their own pressure here. But I'm loving some of this patience with Team Mosco. Unfortunately, the backdash comes in there, wake up DP again. Uber not really showing a lot of bait potentials here so far. Sequence here, but I love this spacing that Mosco is playing at right now. Definitely Chipp has the ability to essentially teleport, damn near anywhere from the screen, pressing that dash macro, but Burst coming out here as well. Jumps the overhead here, keeps plus with the low. Good 5P, actually masses on the crossover from the rope here. No RC to extend the combo off, but there's the bait on the DP this time. That is what I wanted to see from Uber. Mosco showing you so many DPs on your pressure, and if this character is wrong with a DP, he will die. So great stuff from Uber here, taking this third game now 2-1 in their favor.
Awesome stuff here, man. I gotta call it out, guys. ElMosco, a reminder, if you guys didn't catch out on the last match, or if you're skipping through the VOD, first off, thanks. Leave a sub if you don't mind, !point YouTube. But ElMosco is over there in the Discord right now with the homies, having everybody root them on. We gotta see if they can use that Spirit Bomb positive energy to come back out here on top. But Cheesecake is the one in the driver's seat in the lead right now. Both players spending that burst, but Cheesecake getting this counter hit close / ElMosco taking some damage.
Absolutely. Ooh, no full pickup there, but YRC at least gets the Anji off of you. Gets that knockdown there. Oh, but Tension tries to throw an option coming in here. Feeling something coming up there. Great mix with the cross through off the wall run. Mosco, that was sick. We'd love to see that there. Tries to send spin immediately off the soft wall break, then gets thrown for your troubles. BRC codes enough to get, and it's enough to keep the combo going. YRC back immediately. Next hit to be able to do it, but spends it on a spin. Mosco absolutely has the read on Uber with all these throws on spin.
Oh my god, dude. Definitely a last hit scenario right there. ElMosco was able to clinch it out, and come out on top. Nice counter hit here from Cheesecake being preempted with that 2S, and you got ElMosco spooked, spending that burst back, but now your burst isn't there, and Cheesecake is going to be able to line up this wall bounce and pressure follow-up after a lot of damage, not enough to kill, and Mosco will be getting tension here in just a moment.
Go, and the cross coming in here. Uber feeling the pressure of that moment, trying to just make sure that they get the round win, spends the burst, pushes Mosco to the corner, takes that round here, finds himself on set point right now, wants to stop this pressure that is Chipp here, and especially a potent one coming from ElMosco. There is the bait. ElMosco feeling so comfortable with these DPs. Does not send it again. I was wondering if it was going to come up there. You got to be careful if you block the fan tosses. Plus, Super's going to be the wall break option, and I love that because that is definitely a dead Chipp. UberCheesecake taking it over ElMosco.
It's going to be Maccas up against UberCheesecake here in this losers finals. We'll see who comes out on top and gets the run back up to that grand final side.
Yeah, and this is another matchup I was kind of playing around with Unika, seeing if she fought Anji in a good way. And Unika kind of has a similar problem where she definitely is annoyed by fan toss, but having an access to the DP definitely lets you kind of fight back and more of a reliable, like, you better make sure you bait this or it's over for you. So Maccas absolutely showing you why here with the damage. If there's one thing Unika does not struggle in, it is definitely that damage department. They'll definitely have some weird pickups sometimes because she does not have access to a good command normal to cancel off of her K buttons. And funnily enough, one of the best buttons to fight back Anji Mito with are those K normals, but so far not coming into play. Base knockout sequence, when will the burst come out from Maccas? Probably not this round if they're feeling comfortable enough with it. Gets that hard knockdown here. It's a little bit of a mix. Ooh, good side switch. Bit of a delayed sequence there as well. Gonna take it to the floor of the corner. I think at this point we're probably not gonna see the burst being spent out here from Maccas unless it's like a last hit situation. I think Uber kind of felt that as well. Answering back around a piece here in the first game of our losers finals. Good jump in there. Oh, and a great conversion as well off that IADJS. I'm loving what Maccas is bringing so far in the set.
Maccas definitely playing hot out here, going for those overheads as well. And guys, I'm gonna keep it a million. This isn't not the cheesecake. This is everyone that played today. There were 2 Unikas, okay? Y'all gotta work on reacting to that overhead. I'm talking to myself too. It is a hard special move to deal with if she's gonna be able to keep clipping you with it. I know I gotta put in the time as well. Y'all do it with me, okay? When we come back next Academy, Maccas is not hitting us with this overhead special. You feel me?
It's another one of those specials that, like, because it has variable delay timing, like, there essentially is a guaranteed fuzzy that stops both the low and the high. But because she can delay, essentially has, like, I think it's like 4 to 6 frames, I want to say, roughly, of being able to delay the follow-up into the low or the high, that's where a lot of times the timing can get messed up here. So definitely going to be a tough thing to be ready for, but it is quote-unquote reactable. But so are a lot of things in Guilty Gear. We all get hit by them, including a charged 5D here. Probably not going to see the burst being spent if it's not immediately after that option then. Uber feeling the momentum here. This first round has pretty much gone all their way. Good chase with the Nagi Hello, and basically it is a perfect. Good stuff here from that first round.
Yeah, Cheesecake definitely feeling, I mean, definitely sending a message, right, with that walk-up full charge dust and everything as well. Nice getting that whiff punish with the projectile on Maccas far slash. The burst does come out to stay on this side of the wall. Doesn't want to let that Anji get any positive bonus cranking, and a counter hit comes out, but Uber is ready with that burst right away. Doesn't get the whiff punish. Maccas, unfortunately, actually getting whiff punish back ourselves. Counter hit 2S coming out like crazy, and UberCheesecake with a very fast game 2. Great stuff.
Yeah, that was definitely a bit of a speed run in comparison to that first game there. It's funny enough here, you actually end up clipping with a 2S here into another 2S. It actually had time. They actually were still pressing after. Not sure if Maccas was looking for a fuzzy mash or even a DP through it there, but good stuff to Uber, showing that they, just because they gave up game 1, they are not out of this net. They also are coming in pretty hot from a pretty strong showing in their previous set, so I'm curious to see if Maccas, even kind of gets better from this point, or if Uber potentially finds the comfortability now, showing what they got into this Unika. Definitely a kind of an odd character, not the fastest in some of her sequences as well, but having to block those projectile guard crushers, definitely annoying. And there's the first DP of this game 3 here. Good stuff to Maccas fighting back.
Cheesecake able to get a counter hit here. And Maccas with no burst remaining doesn't even need to go for a bait. In fact, just lines up that red RC and gets that damage. Maccas will be waking up with some tension here. Going to spend it on that gun dipper. Doesn't get to spend the RC though, because Cheesecake bursts you too quickly back. The wake up super comes out and buys you some time. But with this low HP and 100 meter from Cheesecake, which we don't even need to spend, it's looking like a good round here for Cheesecake. Great stuff.
Absolutely then. Oh, good punish there. At least got 5P to get a bit of a hit back as sequence going here. Good defense so far from Uber, not pressing when you're that close to that projectile. It is very, very much Unika's turn. Oh, and the 2S actually anti-airing the overhead attempt too. The overhead not as active as the Unika's probably hope it is going to be for it. Good see so far. Oh, unfortunately spends the RC on a grounded hit of Rin. Spends that super as well, jumps over here. Codes are coming out, and Unika definitely much more of a grounded character outside of some of her mix options, so definitely have to be careful when sending out some of these anti-air options, but good answer back from Maccas, taking us to a 3rd round as well. But Uber here, very confident on this Anji. No reversal quite yet. Spins through the Empower projectile. Good FD break on the jump in from Maccas. At least not going to get counter hit by the Anji, but gets thrown into RC for the troubles here. Still stuck in the corner. The DP is coming out, damn it. Dude, basic knockdown here with the Nagi Hello. Enough to take it, and it is Uber taking game 3.
Yeah, the DPs and those reversal supers, I mean, they've been coming out because they've been hitting, bro. I'm going to keep it a million. They have been hitting, dude. With that being said, Cheesecake still coming out on top with a lot of these counter hits. Maybe that's why some of these counter hits are so plentiful right on these wake-ups, is because Maccas is going for those reversal options on wake-up, maybe not expecting the side Cheesecake's going to be on or the timing, and then getting counter hit with that close slash. Cheesecake up 2-1 right now, wants to try to get back up to that grand final spot where he's comfortable. He's been there before. He wants to be there again. Zernoz waiting patiently for either of these players. Is it going to be Cheesecake or is it going to be Maccas out here on this Unika? Good round start here, but getting caught with that Nagia, trying to get this distance back.
Absolutely. Backdash, not trying to take anything they don't want to. Both players exchanging, showing that, hey, I know how to do back plus dash macro on my controller. Oh, good stuff here. And I love that delay from Maccas and not immediately doing the follow-up from the laser. Able to catch the end of the spin recovery. Ooh, unfortunate choice to go for the DP there. That JH was low enough to keep it. Plus for Anji. Good block on the low as well. Backdash gets chased with the Rin overhead. Answering back was super. But this is Anji Mito. Tons of guts to work with. Not immediately going to send the jump in option here. I love the patience so far from Uber. As long as we finish this route, this should be a dead Unika. And it is just like that. Uber find themselves on set point. Potentially going to get their run back against the legend themselves. They're sitting there in grand finals winners here. Hard knockdown coming in. Oh, unfortunate. Doesn't quite get a pickup there. Stops the combo early just to try to get another mix option in. Going through the wall. Health bar blinking from Maccas. What are you going to do?
Trying to get that Nagia right there. Maccas does have this burst, but with this low HP, you don't have the freedom to wait too long to burst anymore. Now, one hit will take you. The pixel is all you got. Nice counter hit to start. That DP is damn near full screen, and so is that parry. UberCheesecake going to be able to wake up with that parry on that far slash. Moving on to Grand Finals, 3-1.
In their bouts today, when these two played earlier, it was incredibly close here. I'm expecting the same and more as we get into it. Good stuff so far. Some real basic, good IED to jump in as well, showing that you're not getting any free crows from me. The Ko is there to answer the IED attempt from Zernoz then. Oh, good try in the Nagiha, but gets clipped by that 6HS is coming in. Gotta be careful though with these sending these Nagihas then. Very, very minus if it is blocked, but not blocked, but no pickup here at least. Pressure sequence is going in. Great throw tech from Zernoz, but they hold up, and we both know that Uber is ready with those Kos at any moment.
And we're trying to get out with that 2S and the 6P. Zernoz is able to do so. Nice throw, Red RC, to keep that string going. Unfortunately, couldn't get the Unholy Diver, but able to wait out long enough for that parry to get the punish. Cheesecake trying to still keep things going with that air dash, but the throw comes out. The stains applied. Zernoz, even though Cheesecake is trying to get that distance back, Zernoz is still threatening you from that full screen with this zoner.
Yeah, I feel like Zernoz feels very, very comfortable in like a lot of like the good standard like early Guilty Gear defense tactics kind of thing. Kind of fuzzy throwing on some of these jump-in options, making sure that it really is plus so it won't come out. So great run under here as well. OTG hit isn't going to pop the stain, but the YRC will clear it off here as well. Good run up then. Going to go ahead and RC after immediately too. Unfortunately, no full pickup as well. Gotta be a little bit more ready to spend that meter. Make sure you get the hit, but great job with the low. We're actually spending the burst ourselves too. Oh, Zernoz definitely needed this to hit to potentially take it out there. Now you're going into the third round and no burst to work with against a character that will potentially even build a second one themselves if they need to. Let's see how Sugo starts up there. Basic hit on the Nagiha, on the Fujin actually, an air hit to boot too as well. Gonna get an RC combo after the throw here for wall break. Positive bonus for Cheesecake here. Looking like all of them right now, all gas, no brakes.
Awesome stuff, man. Trying to finish it off with that far slash there from Cheesecake. We're on that loser side, so guys, we definitely want to take as many games as we can, even these close ones, especially the close ones. Cheesecake able to get one for ourselves with a perfect in that latter round, I gotta say. So definitely not as close in that last round, but that first game definitely showing you that Cheesecake has what it takes to get some scores here on the board. Gagnon was right. We did go to 3-2 earlier in Zernoz's favor, but that was a close set earlier. Could potentially see some more close sets regardless of who wins here. Could potentially see a reset. We don't know. Grand Finals here at the Geekly Academy 26, guys. Some beginners of Guilty Gear Strive, but champions nonetheless. We'll see who comes out on top. Good 2H and burst bait there from Zernoz. Amazing stuff.
Oh my gosh, could not ask for a better start if you are Zernoz on this testament here. Bends the burst back themselves, just wants to keep it there, and I love the desire to not press another normal immediately, not trying to give Anji what he wants with that spin. Unfortunately, no full pickup here for Uber. but kind of working around, keeping Zernoz stuck in this corner. Great IB as well. Keeps Anji even closer after the block. Nagiha, but watch your dome as well. Gets another hard knockdown with the Arbiter. Arbiter, PRC Arbiter to pick up off of that. Zernoz cooking so far in this first round here. But how are we going to adjust back so far? Let's Anji kind of start it out then. Unfortunately, a little too much respect at this point. Bird keeps Anji a little bit more safe with the option to back dash after. Gonna spend the RC immediately too. Keeps that pressure sequence going here. Just trying to get Zernoz to commit to something here as well. A straight hit could be the end for you. Oh, but you gotta watch your overhead as well. It got hit by the Bird too. Gonna go through. Actually not going to as well. YRC immediately to answer back. She did not want to give up this corner pressure, and no burst spent this time. I absolutely agree on holding on to that here. Going into this round 3 here, how will Zernoz answer back?
I love that there. Cheesecake getting us another round here, evening things up. That counter hit, that far slash counter hit pressure lets us get the teleport in and keep the close range coming out. Zernoz very good at mixing up between all 3 ranges, close, far, and middle. Cheesecake trying to sneak our way in with these Nagia lows moving across the screen really quickly, but Zernoz in the face of that is still able to slow things down with that YRC with that air stall cross up JK. Oh my god, dude. Zernoz has some awesome tricks on this Testament despite being in a beginner bracket, and it looks like we're going to close out this round potentially too. We're so close to it. The 6H does it. Great stuff, man. Holy moly, man. Zernoz got some impressive play out here.
Yeah, and I gotta give it to Uber. I'm curious if they were potentially sending this 5H out, the 5H out on the potential chance for a teleport to come in. Anji 5H does hit both sides, so it definitely gives you the opportunity to get a pretty big punish off of the very short amount of recovery that Testament has after a teleport. So definitely a good showing there, understanding of what the character can do, but Zernoz able to answer back with the game themselves. 1-1 apiece here. Lessons will be here. Ooh, close slash to get us started, but no bait on the burst as well. Gonna be looking to set back to neutral here. Oh, but the teleport throw, the Testament classic. Gonna get that guarantee crow. Good block on the overhead Arbiter. Now wait the chance to get back in here. There's that Nagi hello to get back in, but there's the Kogain started. Recovery super quick though. Both players kind of playing that mid-range again, and whoever gets that knockdown gate started is all they really need to go, but still a full burst meter here. Zernoz kind of stuck having to watch this Anji just show them all the wind, all the moves. Good block on the 5D as well.
Oh, that fish was out of range, but Zernoz not getting that whiff punish that we needed, so Cheesecake gets that chance to keep running this Anji play. Going to be able to bounce you off the wall as well. Unfortunately, man, we haven't been able to get that link after because we keep getting far slash. We probably want to get close slash if we want to get something a little bit faster to get that link after. This overhead's connecting. That stain means we get the follow-up as well. But Cheesecake's still fighting back, still putting this Testament in the corner, trying to anti-air you with Ko, but we get a second to breathe full screen.
Ooh, but there's that jump in. JH getting reversal thrown again during recovery, so you can't even throw tech to potentially get out of it. Timer weighing down here as well, getting under 20 seconds, and just as we eclipse there, the overhead coming in here. These players are definitely trying their best to bait out each other's options as well, and there's a spin connecting with a normal finally here as well. Going to get that knockdown off of the fish here. Getting Zernoz stuck in there. Great throw tech to stop any options as well. Tries to catch out of the jump option then with Ko, but ends up getting clipped themselves here. And then tries to jump in with a falling button, but you are stained. You have to respect Testament a lot more when you are stained in almost any matchup. And going through the wall, going to be not only a positive bonus then here, but what is the mix going to be? A delayed JH. They popped up to the absolute sky, but no full combo pickup here. But the chip damage after the BRC ends is enough to take it. And Zernoz now up 2-1 against Uber here. Incredibly close showing by both sides so far, but one more game will give Zernoz that graduation here, but Uber definitely is here for a reason. I'm curious to see if we can bring it back to a game 5. I feel it. I know chat wants it as well. Here we go, game 4. Let's get to it.
Both these players being here before. Admittedly, UberCheesecake last time in Grand Finals was damn, what was it? Academy Uber knows. But Zernoz was last week only, so Zernoz still feeling the sting of that one, right? That wound hasn't healed yet, so we got that in our back pocket, that fire to motivate us, if that's how you're motivated. And we're definitely looking pretty strong right here in this round. We have that game lead and this HP lead in this round. The burst is spent to keep it going, able to wait out that parry time, and Zernoz is going to hold on to that tension for one more potential open up here. Cheesecake blocking it out, but the block gets rewarded with throw, and Zernoz is sitting on tournament point.
Absolutely here. Zernoz feeling so good about where they're sitting right now. Not quite high in the burst department then, but as long as we play this clean, should potentially be able to close out, but definitely feeling a little bit of that pressure at the moment here. Ooh, great fuzzy jump there. Uber doesn't get the chance to be able to clip, but the Nagiha once again says, what's up? I'm here. You're going through the wall. Positive bonus also working behind him. Gonna get a full burst meter in no time. This looks like a pretty quick answer back from Uber here. As long as we finish the combo we did. Great delay JS to keep that combo working in the corner off the RC. We love to see the adjustments to make sure we get the hits we need so far. Spinning coming through, pushing Zernoz to that corner. Letting the fish play it for it as well here. But playing out that way. Oh, good teleport out here from Zernoz. They are absolutely locked in right now.
Their teleports have been amazing. I mean, I gotta say, you know, that teleport move is, you know, if it's predictable, it gets a lot worse. And I gotta say, Zernoz is really good at putting it at very unpredictable, very calculated spots, rewarding us with a lot of rounds. But Cheesecake gotta glaze my man right back. Can't just give it all to Zernoz. Look at that throw, red RC, 50 tension to close out this round potentially. Gonna spend it on that PRC to try to close that distance after, and just in the scramble, Zernoz gets caught on our landing recovery with UberCheesecake's close slash. We're going to game 5 out here, guys.
And it feels like I said it before, a lot of deja vu in this tournament tonight, and we had a game 5 between these two earlier, and they said, you know what, let's do it again. Let's see these two players absolutely push themselves. They have now played each other in 10 games so far. They potentially could open us up to 15 games between each other in matches tonight, but it will definitely require Cheesecake to win this set here, reset the bracket, show us that they want to be the one to graduate. Gets that first clip with the Nagiha. Guys teleport there. Good double backdash on the space away from that 2S as well. The far slash anti-air. Oh, and baits a burst as well. I definitely not ready for that there. Ooh, IAD back with the JH, popped with the stain, and you're going through the wall with the Imp Super. Stained again. This is exactly where you want to be if you're Zernoz.
Dude, Zernoz is so well practiced. We have so many awesome tricks out here in this Testament, and we're just, like, without dropping them, just willing to execute them at a moment's notice to catch Cheesecake off guard. I mean, despite that, Cheesecake been playing so well in this Anji. We're low on HP, but we've been clapping back with this round, bringing back that total. Despite that, Zernoz still able to finish things off, putting us on tournament point. Cheesecake bringing us down to game 5, but can he get the reset?
Definitely made a tall order here. Actually, ends up spinning the teleport option then, which would end up being close slash here. Oh, but good fight out from Zernoz so far. Dash cancels the 5K there. Actually sends a red wall assault here as well. A bit of a jump scare, but runs into the 6H. No full pickup as well. Oh, but double low is the play as well, making Anji have to guess your mini game. Runs right into the 2H. As long as we finish the route here, should be enough. It's not quite get the full pickup here. Oh, and the teleport far slash is enough to end this reset opportunity from Cheesecake. Zernoz with a 3-2 is going to be your Geekly Academy 26 champion.
Next Academy, next beginner bracket will be on January 10th. Would love to have you there if you're a student of the game. Until then, you can keep practicing in our open bracket for anybody every Friday at 8 p.m. EST. Check us out at the locals every Thursday in Edgewater, Maryland. And if you like 2XKO, we got a bracket for that on Sundays. Outside of that, have a great rest of your weekend. Peace out.